Well,
Oh, what happened last time?
that is a great question.
It's because he's a lot, or you don't remember?
A little bit of both.
Oh, very drunk.
We played Never. No, we played Never Have I Ever with the alphas.
How did it turn out?
Well, your character completely wiped out, and then the guy who you've just met, who handles the horses, he also washed out.
Hmm.
But Padwin stole several grenades and gave them to Kashan.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Morella has had something of a revelation about her parents, and what else happened?
Clarissa and Jason, no, Katie and Jason has slept with everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was true.
And,
Yes, there were several
and Scott
unfortunate
has
spooning
Excalibur.
accidents described.
And Scott has Excalibur.
He's the chosen one.
Ooh.
Destiny.
which unfortunately also applies to Kashan and Morella, who were able to lift the sword.
Did I even attempt it?
Don't think you did, actually, no.
I'm special. I'm just gonna set it on fire. No, I'm just gonna leave Stinky Bum in the room.
We didn't decide on where we were going to go, did we?
I wasn't
I'm like-
there to know. I think we were just drinking and playing games.
Yeah, I think we got given an
There's
update. I
some-
don't think we actually decided. We got given an update on a few places, didn't we?
Yeah, there was something about hang on, I have it written somewhere, I think. There's a thing going on New Asagarth, which the other alphas are going to, which we said we might go with.
Mm. Some sort of thing of like renewing their deal, their pact, their agreement. Can't remember the words. Something along those lines.
So you guys have run through your recap, I'm assuming.
More or less. We kind of.
Briefly.
Alright.
Tell you on it.
So, can I get a Constitution saving throw from all of you as you wake up
Oh.
with your epic hangovers?
No,
Oh,
because
goodness.
I'm currently having musical games through.
Oh wow.
I think I managed to do it before the baby pressed the button. I don't even know. You just press the buttons. I don't know which button you pressed. So let's roll the dice again.
I got 20. Not natural.
I got a 9.
Then up by 15.
Between all the screens and the baby.
Okay, everybody except Marilla is able to survive without a hangover. Right, so Marilla, if you want to give yourself
Who's
1 point
drinking?
of exhaustion.
Oh no!
To be fair, this was my first time drinking.
Okay, so I've fast forwarded a bit, so I'll fast forward back a bit again. So, while the rest of you are sleeping, Marilla, you and Jen are obviously in your trances in here. Scott is simply lounging on the sofa, just sort of like in his own world. He might even be meditating himself, you don't know. But it's pretty clear that he basically has the watch tonight. And as the 4 hours sort of comes to a close, Jen eventually comes around from it, and she starts going through your sort of like bag, and eventually manages to pull out the map that you guys have, and she basically goes over to this table over here and starts making some more additions to it. You're not entirely sure what.
To the map.
But as you wake up, Morella, you've got a splitting headache, and you just simply want to go back into a trance again. But as Scott realizes that Jen is now awake, he takes himself off the sofa, and he's got his feet up and everything, and simply nods to you and goes outside. Is there anything you'd like to do while he does that?
I'm gonna very gingerly get up, walk over to Jen, and I'd like to ask, is Scott sort of like your, I don't know the word, well, he just got up and left. Is he, like, guarding you, or is something the matter between you two?
I take it you're asking Jen this.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing specific. I mean, he's a pain in my arse, and always has been, but in all honesty. And she's then interrupted by Scott saying a single word very audibly, and there being a blinding flash of light coming from outside.
I would like to rush over to a door/window to have a look.
Okay, sure. Right, I'm just going to quickly check on those chips. Be right back.
Ah, the suspense.
It is killing me, no?
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
Alright.
Are you back with chips, though?
Yes, I have chips, southern fried chicken, and peas.
Nice.
Just so I'm not going to get on sweeter. Okay, so you've run over to the door, Morella.
Yes.
Okay. Jen doesn't seem at all perturbed by this. I mean, she's blinking away the bright light, but other than that, she's not at all shocked by this.
Cheese.
Yeah, cheese, Papa.
No, we're gonna
Did you get that, Charlotte?
steal.
Yes. Is there anything outside? Like, other than, is there any, like, is Scott there?
Yep, so Scott is basically standing with his back to the house, and two, I don't want to say giants, but two very large guys are standing in the back of in the backyard. But the main thing that you pick up from these guys is that, aside from like the coloration of their armor, they appear to be decked in solid gold plate.
Okay.
Wow.
And they do appear to be Scott is about 6'1", 6'2". These guys are in the 7s and 8s.
Oh wow.
So he is very much like looking up at them. But as you are looking through the door at this, can I get a perception check from you?
Yes.
Got out here being basketball short.
Perception. Oh, I get good perception. 17.
Okay. So Scott has actually left his sword here, and you can actually see the sword, while not sort of like bending or anything, is crawling along the sofa like a caterpillar over towards the door.
I need clarification. Is it like bending like a caterpillar does, or is it just kind of like flopping?
It's sort of flopping, sort of slow, swerving to one side, then to the other, and then back to the other. So So its the path is somewhat like like that.
Full military crawling. Love this. Love everything about this.
Except it's a sword.
I'm guessing. Last time we tried to pick it up, it just went instantly into the ground. So I can't really help. Do the do the two golden beings look violent?
Extremely violent. But one is decked out essentially like you've seen 300, right?
Sin what? Sorry.
300.
The movie.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, you got a lot of catching up to do. That's it.
Lots and lots of muscle bound, oiled up, pretty much nearly naked soldiers.
Fighting in the mud.
That too.
I've seen this. Like I've seen my dad watch it. I've never like sat down and watched it.
Okay.
This
so,
was. Oh wow. Okay. Jesus.
Have you just looked up a picture of it or something?
Yeah. I understand the film now.
Okay, so
That is the whole film.
So this guy is basically dressed up like that, with the exception that he is wearing a breastplate.
Okay.
And then this guy is dressed up in a substantially more, sort of like covered up form. He's got a massive spear and a shield which is taller than you are. And also, the main colour scheme of his armour appears to be purple. It's sort of like you get an idea that this guy's Greek, this guy's from the East.
Okay. And Jen is not fussed.
No.
I'm gonna open the door. Just like enough to let the sword out. And through that crack try to sneak through it. Just, watch what's going on.
Alright, give me stealth.
Oh god. What is
With
my
your
stealth?
breastplate armour.
I don't have breastplate armor. I got mithril armor.
Thanks.
Which
Yeah, fair enough.
still could be a... Yeah, I'm fancy now, remember? I mean, it's still plate, but that's not the point. Natural 20!
Oh, lovely.
So a 21. What a waste of a natural 20, though.
Sneaking past people that you probably don't need to sneak past.
No, exactly.
Or do you?
So the sword comes out and basically carries on its sort of like haphazard.
How did it get past Morena?
Do you let it out?
Uh-oh.
But instead of going to Scott, it's actually going to this guy.
Hey,
So now that you're outside, where exactly are you hiding? Because there aren't actually any hiding spots.
She's run over dragon horses.
I'm still going with the idea that even though I'm hungover, there's still some alcohol intoxication, probably. So, what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna sneak and, like, press myself to the wall and sort of sit on the ground and, like, cross-leg and look up and watch. Like here. Like, if I'm small enough, they might not see me.
Okay,
Just come along and put a barrel on her head.
you're asleep, unfortunately. Okay, so so Scott and this guy embrace, and the guy basically says to him, "It's been too long, old friend. He's like, I'm not old. That's where you come in." And the other one goes, Achilles does speak the truth, though, my friend. You have been absent for some time. But tell us, why do you call upon us at this hour? I mean, There's no darkness in Elysium, but still, the hour is late. You want to do anything?
Would I have heard the name Achilles?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna scoot forwards, like, ever so slightly with, like, my eyes wide as saucers with excitement and intrigue. And also confusion, because I'm pretty sure Achilles is dead. and just sort of feel bad for listening, but also I'm intrigued. Like, I'm doing this out of, like, a childlike curiosity.
So Achilles picks up the sword from the ground. Yeah, and it's quite hard for somebody who's like 8 foot, 9 foot tall to lean down and touch his toes. But like he manages it. Picks up the sword and is it has been and to you, my friend, it's been far too long. I hope he's treating you right. You hear but have you know whenever you hit something with a tuning fork and you get that reverberating metal sound?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That suddenly starts coming out of the sword.
No, you don't just run loads of my dinner off the floor.
And Achilles appears to understand what the sword says, and so that's good to hear, very good. He spins the sword around and holds it by the blade and gives it back to Scott, who just simply rests it on his shoulder. Yep. As wonderful as it is to see you again, Master, I'm afraid I haven't called you for a social visit. We've encountered something truly disturbing. It seems that these attacks on Escaroth were not mere happenstance. Somebody is behind them. The other guy basically says, "Do you have a name?" "Yes, though it means nothing to us. We were hoping you might be able to fill in the blanks." "Murad."
Mm.
And
Try not to gasp out loud.
okay, can I get another stealth check from you?
Oh no! Ah! Okay. How the tides have turned! With the same dice? That's a natural 1 equaling a 2! How?
Don't forget you are exhausted, so disadvantage.
Oh, let's just... Oh, that would have been a 14. Yeah, it's still a 2. Still a beautiful 2.
So Scott basically turns to you and is like, "Yeah," and then gestures you over to Achilles and the other guy. That's it. He attacked my new recruit here, along with her colleagues. And not only did he send Knights of Avernus against them, but he also appeared to them himself. Apparently, all of the warlords of Escaroth are in his debt. So Achilles looks to you, and he takes a step forward, and he's able to cover quite a bit of ground with this single step. But when the step connects with the floor that you're on, you suddenly see him shrink, and he's at a more nominal height. He's still tall and muscular, but he's now sort of like 6'5" as opposed to 8 foot.
He is still... Hang on, let me see how tall I am. Description. He is still a foot and 3 inches taller than me.
So, you've fought Knights of Avernus and lived to tell the tale, have you?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just, Scott, I thought you were in trouble. I know Jen was calm. I just thought you were about to be attacked. by them.
Well, be that as it may, the other guy says, the girl is an intruder, and we have rules about intruders in Elysium, don't we, Achilles? I trust you will not interrupt this, will you? And Scott basically bows and takes a step back. And the other guy steps forward, and he has a similar effect where he steps forward and sort of shrinks down. So, do you know who I am, girl?
Do I recognize him?
No, not in the slightest.
I am going to bow and go, my lord, I apologize deeply, I do not.
I am Hector of the city of Troy. And how dare you assume that you can eavesdrop on my conversation? You will need to be punished, and punished severely.
Can I wake up now and throw Stingy Ball out the window?
You can, but if you do, you'll interrupt your long rest.
I understand, my lord. I am terribly sorry. I can leave and pretend this never happened and just go trance again.
No.
I'll pray to Lyria for forgiveness.
No.
I deeply apologize.
I feel that this requires a more direct approach. And he holds out his hand to you.
I take it?
No, as in he's going to grab you.
Okay.
And so his hand just closes on the top of your head, and he grabs some of your hair, and suddenly you feel this energy just burst from his hand and into you. You feel this energy just coursing through all of you, particularly through your sinuses and all of that, and suddenly your hangover is cured. And you can give up your point of exhaustion.
I've never been more scared in my life.
Now, Hector, that was cruel. Shame on you, Hector. Like Achilles says with his arms folded.
Thank you, my lord. I've never had one of those before. The hangover, that is. All that. Thank you.
I should hope not. To be inebriated in combat is one thing. To be inebriated out of combat is something truly despicable by the gods.
Enough.
But anyway, to you. And he turns back to Scott. We are aware of this Murad, yes. Back in the times of antiquity, he was a force to be reckoned with. It took the forces of entire countries, cities, lords, warriors of old, of great renown, to take him down. Eventually we did, and we imprisoned him in Escaroth ourselves. If he has escaped, then this means a doom unlike any other that we've ever come across. Escaroth was built specifically to keep Murad secure. Everyone else after that was just a byproduct. We will look into this. And Scott basically bows and says, thank you. And do me a favour, would you? And they all nod, and Achilles nods to him. So, could you check on Robin Hood, by the way?
Order.
And Achilles raises an eyebrow under his helmet, and he's like, oh, it's just his name came up in conversation once, and I'm sure my friend here would be quite pleased to know of what's happening with him. Hector lets out a slight laugh and is like, I'll also tell Spartacus you said hello. they both look up at the sky, and they both mutter something. One in Greek, and then one in an Eastern language, which I don't believe, Marilla, that you can understand. No, you can't.
Probably not.
And then there's a blinding flash of light, and when the light clears, they're both gone. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
I am sorry for eavesdropping, though. Genuinely, I did think you were in trouble.
I never apologise for eavesdropping, apologise for getting caught.
I'll work on it next time.
Well, if you're awake, you might as well make stuff useful. Come on, let's get into the kitchen and help cook something. I think George had a little bit too much to drink last night, as your chef friend did also.
Of course, no issue. Anything I can do to help.
Okay. So, the rest of the night wears on, and the rest of you eventually wake up. So it's now the start of a new day. If you haven't applied your long rest already, then feel free to apply now. So you all wake up, and the Alphas... So George appears to wake up first and just immediately starts busying himself. The other Alphas all wake up in their own time. Stick appears to be the first one to get up, as is Clarissa, and they both seem to have some sort of scuffle in the hallway. But Jason eventually wakes up and starts stressing and doing push-ups in the corner. Katie and Padwin are still very much asleep, as is Connor. Guys?
Alright, so does anybody remember what happened last night?
How do you define last night to now? I've been awake for a while.
Alright, let's not go to the minimal details, you know what I mean. Ass.
I think we had a jolly good drink by the looks of some of the faces around here.
I'm fine.
You seem a lot more sprightly than I expected you to be, Marilla.
Well, this guy called Hector grabbed my head and, like, pushed this energy in, and I thought for a moment I was gonna die because I eavesdropped on a conversation. But actually he killed my, hangover. Also, Achilles was... Oh, yeah. I also met Achilles.
Yeah, sure. Everybody miss him every day.
I did! Scott was there as well.
You sure we're not dreaming about it?
I'm sure. Scott, tell them.
Well, in his defense, a lot of women have dreamed about Achilles during at least once in their life. Haven't they, Jen? And Jen just doesn't say anything.
Wait, only girls?
Yes, unfortunately, Achilles' taste in companions seems to be a concept that eludes most people. Also, Lancelot, he says loudly as Jason comes in. Okay, so as you basically left the bedchamber area, you realise that the scuffle that was in the hallway was Clarissa and Stick fighting over who gets to use the bath first. Yeah, it seems that Clarissa won, so Stick was basically just sitting stubbornly outside the door.
Do we need a buff?
You can have one if you want, but you have to wait.
Sure. So, glad we have a really enjoyable night last night. But What do you think we're gonna do today? Something extreme?
I don't know about today entirely, but we should probably work out what our plan is for moving forward.
And Paladin promptly appears next to you. I like forward. I like backwards too. I want them to turn backwards and forwards at the same time, and I tore a hole in the space-time continuum, and I fell through it, and whenever I came out on the other side, I ended up in a place where everyone was yellow.
Well, maybe you should just
Wish
stick
there
to
was.
one direction.
That's what Daddy said.
I think your daddy might be smart. Maybe listen to him.
So Scott is basically just sitting on the table, and he's holding out this golden coin. And he's just flicking it up and down the air, trying to get Padron's attention. He's like, Padron, and he just skims it across the floor, and Padron goes chasing after it. Right, so Jen comes over and hands you back your map. And says, I've made some additions to it to reflect what's in your notebook. I hope you don't mind.
Of course, thank you.
Where's Katie? But still asleep, probably. Oh, for God's sake. George, wake up Katie, would you? At once, lady. And George disappears to go and wake Katie up. So, what are you planning on doing today?
Well, we have some stuff to get rid of in the city. Some equipment to sell and stuff like that. Outside of that, we don't really have a direct plan at the moment.
What sort of things are you hoping to sell?
What have we got here?
Oh,
we have
the
quite a lot of
breastplates.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of armor. Some extra breastplates we picked up while on our journeys, as well as a few gems and such that could probably make a pretty penny.
Right. I take it you're familiar with Northwician currency and customs.
Not exactly. Why don't you give us a rundown?
Well, Northwick is basically the trade centre of the Clinging Isles. If you go find anything, you'll find it here. As a result, there's a lot of rules about trading. If you're going to trade here for anything substantial, say anything north of 100 or 500 gold, you're going to need to have a bank account with the Neverwinter Bank. Sorry, the Waterdeep Bank.
Well, that could cause an issue, considering that we're not a Waterdeep.
Oh no, there's a branch here in Northwick, which is run by the people who run the bank in Waterdeep.
Oh,
How long does it take to set up?
It can be fairly quick, as long as you grease all the right pockets and all that. But basically, you go to say you want to sell your jewels, for example. You go to a jeweler shop. They will then appraise the item and then give you a fraction of the amount in coinage, and then the rest of it, upon you giving over the goods, will then be sent to your bank account in the bank, which you can then access anywhere in the Clinging Isles and on the Forgotten Realms, on the Soul Coast. There's only a few places in the Clinging Isles that don't accept the bankage. But I believe it's just New Asgard and Aqua Veda, but that's because the Vikings don't believe in currency, and Waterdeep refused to set up a branch in Aqua Veda because it's constantly being raided. I suppose the Civil War of the Paladins hasn't held.
I guess that makes sense.
Well, maybe that should be on our to-do list.
It probably
If it
should.
gets accepted everywhere else, maybe that would be the best case.
It probably should. There's also something else that you might want to consider. In 2
What's that?
days' time, I suppose 2 days and a night, but in 2 days' time, you'll be the full moon. Monster hunting happy hour, as it were.
Is there something going on we should know about?
Well, of course, if you don't want to participate in it, then that's entirely your choice. But normally, whenever it's a full moon, the Alphas are on full patrol around the city, or whatever city they end up being in. But the northern parts of the Klingars are almost famous for their werewolf and lycanthrope attacks. So if you do choose to join us, I would advise that you visit the smithing street and get one or more of your weapons silvered if you want to join us on patrol.
Well, as monster hunters, that does sound like it would make sense.
You know, the smithing street has a lot of good quality smithing guys, but there's only one who is capable of smithing. He's the gnome of the smithing street. Yeah, there's only a couple of shops there, but only he'll be able to do the smithing for you.
I'm back.
Well, I guess that answers our question as to what we should be doing over the next couple of days.
What happened? Sorry, guys. I want to answer the door.
Oh, Scott basically said that there's a full moon in a few days' time, and he's invited you guys to join him on patrolling the city against werewolf attacks. And in order to do that, you will need silver weapons.
Also, to do trade here, we need to set up a bank account.
Werewolves. Do we know where they come from? They always been here, or they came a long time ago.
Yeah, basically the north of the Klingars is sort of renowned for its lycanthrope attacks.
Yeah. Oh, okay, got it. Well, and I never fought werewolf, and what do I need to expect?
Teeth. Lots of teeth. Claws, too.
Well, if I remember correctly, what my master taught me, there were some kind of creatures that are humanoids. I mean, the actual people they transform in beasts.
Like Daddy.
Werf beast, right? But how does it work? Do they follow a procedure? Do they wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a wolf. Oh, I'm gonna be a whatever"?
So Padman comes over to you and says, like Daddy.
Is he a werewolf?
Yes, he is. He's confided that in you.
Oh. I'm just gonna look at him sideways and shut up.
Well, werewolves lycanthropes have at least 3 forms. A human form, an animal form, and a hybrid form. When you're in your human form, which is pretty much all the time, you're able to function and think like a human. You'll be a very dickish human, but you will be able to function in society. But when you're in your animal form, depending on your mentality, your mental discipline, you're able to maintain some level of consciousness. In my case, whenever I'm a wolf, I'm able to be a human in wolf form, as it were. But when you enter a hybrid state, which is basically a massive, in my case, a massive bipedal wolf form, that is when I'm at my most savage. I'd kill my best friend if he crossed my path. I can transform into that at will. However, whenever it comes to a full moon, I have no choice. That's the form that I take.
Oh, so every full moon, huh? Are we expecting any full moon soon?
In 2 days, and then so you got today, tonight, tomorrow, and then that night is the full moon.
Oh. Okay. So, best suggestion how to prepare?
It's advised that you go to Smith Street and talk to the gnomish blacksmith to get weapons silvered and to get silver weapons.
Right.
Also, if you are coming on patrol with us, I would recommend that you get some form of remove curse spell.
Ooh.
Unless we're going to become werewolves.
Like in a scroll, perhaps.
I mean,
Yes.
how hard will it be to be a werewolf, right? I mean, you can always go and think of dirty dog and be mischievous for a day in a month.
So at that point, George comes back into the room, and he announces to the room, "I'm afraid the Mistress Jenkins is refusing to put any clothes on and decided to remain in her tiger form." This massive tiger just sort of slinks into the room, just sort of curls up on the floor next to Morella, and just sort of flops down into her lap.
I instinctually go to pet it and then wonder whether or not I should, considering that I know it's Katie.
I was literally about to ask Katie if they would like some scritches.
Scritches.
Like I have my hand out, but I'm like sort of pulling it to and fro. Like, yes, no, no. I'm gonna stay in the chair.
So, Katie basically just looks up irritably at you, heaves herself to her feet, and comes over, and just puts her head in your lap, looking expectant.
Scritch, scritch.
In that case, yeah, I'll probably reach out and also.
Okay, give me an animal handling check, please.
All of them one thing. That is a 16.
She rolls over onto her back to expose her tummy to you,
Fully stroke the belly.
and Padrin jumps off the sofa and comes sit on your lap.
I give him bus.
So Clarissa has eventually emerged from the bathroom and has gone changed into her armour. She comes over to you and just like looks at Katie, just like exposing herself to Kashan. So, exactly what are you doing to my girlfriend?
I continue to scratch her belly and be like, I'll be honest, at this point, I'm just kind of going with it.
Something apparently that you never be able to do. Joking.
And so she comes over and sits very specifically right next to you.
Oh. And I'm taking almost the 70% of the sofa because I want to.
At that point, she spreads out her wings and tries to take up as much space as she possibly can. Can I get a dexterity saving throw from you, please?
Sure. I'm sorry. It's a 20 nat and plus I'm 27.
Okay, so but you're able to avoid the wings, which is lucky because one of the feathers goes across the sofa, and it slices it really surgically, like a scalpel, where it makes contact.
Mm. Oh, you totally missed me.
I just continue to rotate his belly. He's a big target too.
So Jason comes over and says, "Just out of interest, what happened to Frank?"
No.
Well, he fucked himself, and well, you let it happen. Whatever comes of that will come of that.
Yeah, says normally he's the one to wake all of us up in the morning, and he's not here for some reason. Not that I'm complaining.
Wait, hold on. He wakes you guys up? He never did it with us.
Do you want him to start?
I do not want him to start.
Keep it down.
Well,
Don't give him ideas.
it's there. I wanted to. It's just, you know, pointing it.
Don't give him ideas.
So Scott's leaning back in his chair, and he basically throws the phone. And like, well, if pretty much all of us are here, we might as well get started on breakfast. There's food in the kitchen, I think. Unless someone's already eaten it.
Hopefully there's no confetti this time.
That was one time.
One time is more than enough.
Yes, but still, one time.
Okay, so it appears to be just a general collection of like bacon, sausages, hard-boiled eggs, and it's not necessarily toast. It's more just like burnt bread. And then put a sort of collection of I keep forgetting what they're called. Drinking tankards that are just filled with water, and each one of them has a flower in it.
Oh, nice.
So that's what Scott made. What did you make whenever you did your food, Maria?
I
In some toast.
not gonna lie. Probably wouldn't have thought about the fact that it would be breakfast. I probably would have made something like lemon cake. like something sweet and dainty, like a lemon cake with like lavender on top. Like a yeah.
Okay, right. So you don't have any sort of proficiency with food prep, do you?
Nope.
Okay, so all right. So you don't have any proficiency with any tools of any kind. Okay.
Why not? Oh wow.
Okay. Can I just get like a general D20 from you with disadvantage?
Yes. Okay. Oh, they're both the same? They were both 15.
Okay. Right, so this cake is passable, but you put the lavender icing on a bit too early, so it's like slopped down the side a little bit. But people do seem to endure it, as it were.
I'm not normally the one who bakes at the temple. It's normally someone else.
Okay, so now that you've had your start of the day, what would you guys like to do?
I guess we should probably head to the bank first. Get the bank account set up.
Can I come? I like money.
As much as I would love to say yes, I don't trust myself keeping an eye on you, Padman, so I'm going to say no.
Oh. What if I got you another grenade?
Still no.
No.
Maybe next time, buddy.
And at that point, Casey just rolls over and just picks up Padwin in her mouth, and then just sits in the corner and just starts licking him.
Ah,
Help! Help!
good.
Help! 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 Help!
Sorry, buddy. You're on your own with this one.
Okay. Where did I put the Northwell map? Here we are. Alright, so... So you guys are... This building here is basically the Alpha Base. Scott has basically pointed that this is Smith Street. And then you've got like a general market here.
Do we know where the bank
City
is?
walls around.
I don't think we know.
No, you didn't ask.
Wait, what do you mean with the nut?
You didn't ask. You didn't ask for directions from the
Oh.
Alphas as to where to go.
Yeah, true. Fair enough, I guess. Old-fashioned way.
Should we head to the marketplace and just ask someone?
Yeah. Why not? I'm gonna encounter someone who, I don't know, lost a cat.
Let's do that.
Okay. Right. Bear with me one moment. Here we are. Okay, despite the fact that it's quite early in the morning, but there's quite a lot of people already about. But all of the stores are open, and all of the people are already queuing for things. These aren't necessarily buildings that have roofs on them or anything like that. It seems to be quite open plan. Basically, what you're looking at is what looks to be temporary walls that are then being rented out by the people who are working in them. So around the edges are basically food buildings, and then in the middle appears to be people who are actually serving food to be eaten on site, basically fast food.
Street food. Oh, nice.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Oh, I'm amused at the fact that there's people cooking on the street. So I'll just march very fast towards the stalls in the middle.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sniff, and contemplate what they're doing.
Okay, so bear with me. I've accidentally put Oh no, they are different. Okay, so can I get perception from you, please, McKenny?
Mm. 5.
Okay.
Distracted by the smell.
Yeah, actually, I'll give you advantage because you're smelling the food as well.
Mhm. Ah, that helps me out. 18.
Perfect. Okay, so you can smell a whole different sort of types of cuisine. So you can tell that by the sign that this one here is a dwarven-based fast food place. This one is an elfish. This one is an orc, and this one is effectively the equivalent of a KFC.
Nah, okay. Fun. I've always got intrigued by the dwarf cuisine, so gonna stand a little bit outside, deciding what to do and look into the others what they're doing as well.
Sure. So what are the rest of you doing?
Is it just the food stuff that seems to be like going on at the minute, or are there other like stalls?
It does seem to mostly be food-based stuff like they're selling here. Yes.
Which one did you say was one that was like KFC? This one.
The Minotaur, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll head over to that guy and have a conversation. Firstly about this chicken, and secondly about where one would find the bank.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. And he's talking in a very normal voice for a Minotaur. Normally they speak in a very oh, I'm a Minotaur, I've got a bull's head. But he's talking in a very normal accent. If that makes sense, is it? Oh, welcome, welcome, what can I get for you?
I don't know. What can you offer?
Well, I've got meat, I've got extra meat. And then for a little bit on top, the meaty, we've also got the meat-free meat, the Beyond meat, and then we've got the meat.
What exactly is beyond meat?
This meat that is magically entranced.
With what?
That's a trade secret, I'm afraid. I can't divulge that.
Fair enough. Smooth.
So, what can I get for you? Got burgers, got legs, got drumsticks, got wings, got breasts, got whole birds, got stews.
I could definitely go for some wings.
So, Lord, I could do 10 wings for 5 silver.
That sounds like a fantastic deal. Let's do that.
Okay, so he takes out a metal bucket, puts it on the table, and then from these 2 pots he's got on his table, gets a ladle and pulls out piles and piles of wings. You notice he isn't actually counting them. So can I get a perception check from you?
Yes, indeed. Six.
You lose count of how many he's actually put in.
That's fine.
Yep. Holds out a giant furry hand. 5 silver?
I can beat silver.
Do you want sauce with that?
Oh, what you got on offer?
Well, and he basically pulls out... It's effectively like those test tube racks. And it's basically got... each of them has like a red liquid. But going left to right, the red liquid is like really bright. On the far right, it's really, really dark brown. Well, we've got the tomato base, and then this dark thing, and then the darker you go, the spicier it gets.
Okay, I want something from the like the spicy end, but not the very spiciest. I want to still be able to enjoy the wings, not just have something hot for the sake of saying it's hot.
He shrugs and then picks the vial from the middle, which appears to be the more popular base because it's not as full. And does a stopper and drops about 6-7 drops into the bucket. Puts the stopper back in, pushes the bucket towards you. Enjoy.
Okay. While I'm at it, can I trouble you for some directions to the bank? I understand that if we want to do some trade in the city, we need to get some accounts set up.
Oh yeah, that. Right. He sort of like leans out, but the walls of the tent sort of like stopping him. They basically said, right, go straight up north, and there's a really big, solid, singular building, literally just north of here. Grab that. That's the banking estate. But once you're in there, you're on your own. Trust me, that place is a maze.
I'm sure we'll find some more directions from there.
Oh, enjoy the food. Oh, finish that off before you get in there, though. They won't let you take it.
I hold a wing up as I sort of like nod in his direction and already begin chowing down.
So what was that?
I hold a wing up in his direction, already sort of taking a bite out of it as I kind of nod and wander back towards the group to tell them.
What are the rest of you doing?
I just follow Kashan around, looking at his food and hopefully to get a wing for free.
So you're hoping to get a wing off him, did you say?
Yep.
Kashan, do you give a wing?
Yeah, I'll hold the bucket out and let him have a wing.
Yes. I grab 2 because I'm fat.
You know we're friends when this happens.
Right, so Lumber's going to take one, and Natalie's going to take one. Marilla, do you take one?
I'd like to actually have gone over to the elvish one.
Okay.
Get myself some home grub.
Can I toss another 5 silver towards the Minotaur and have him fill back up the bucket? Because clearly this clearly offering Turek a couple has got it right.
Yeah, sure. So you deduct 5 silver from your
Yep, that's fine.
As well?
I ask him to put the next sauce up for the spiciness on this one in hopes to keep some more to myself.
This one seems a little bit stiffer, so he has to work at the stopper. Eventually he pops it out and some of it sprays out, and he does another 6 generous globs onto this thing, stops it and pushes the bucket over to you.
I walk away with the other bucket now in my hands.
Okay, so Marilla, as soon as you enter the vicinity of this fast food place, you're greeted with the wonderful sort of sweet smells of flora and fauna. You know, very flowery sort of smells.
I'm gonna take a nice deep breath in.
Greetings, Kingsman. What can I get for you?
Greetings. From approaching, do I get any inkling of sort of what they're selling?
Okay, so it's basically you're basically looking at what would effectively be a deli counter. But there's various different boxes, so all set up in a grid, and in each box is a different coloured cake.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and then those cakes are then cut up into grids of like 9, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, so much cake. What do you recommend?
Well, I'm quite personally. I prefer the strawberry and vanilla, but then again, we've also have the rum and raisin. We have the caramel and chocolate, and we've also got the mint, and then we've also got variants from the Greek South, and then we've also got this brand new flavour in, which is called the Rocky Road.
Ooh, okay. Goodness.
You can have an entire cake, or I can basically do 9 slices of whatever cake you like. Either way, it's a gold for 9 slices.
Okay. gold for 9 slices. Does that extend to like a slice of every cake?
Well, if you basically look at the table, you can see he's got like 30 to 40 different cakes on display.
Okay, maybe not that many. Oh god. Okay. I am going to go. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna make an educational guess here.
Right, give me a perception then, please.
Okay, I'm thinking of getting a slice for everyone. Oh, that is an 18.
Okay. All of the cakes have signs on them, which are written in both Elvish and Common, and they're all the different flavours. But you can also see that the flavours are sort of arranged in colour coordination, if that makes sense. So all the greens are together, all of the browns are together, the purples, the reds, and they very much sort of like flow like a Dual X wall chart sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like the oranges are next to the yellows, and etc.
Okay. So I am going to get a slice of rum and raisin for Kashan. I feel like the variant from the Greek South that you said, the Keurig, because it seems something they'd like, something exciting, something new, something like that. The Tordum. Oh god, what would they like for Tordum? What's one that's like bright red? Is that like a bright red cake?
Yeah, and that basically translates to a blood orange cake.
I will get that because it's got the word blood in and they eat like meat and flesh.
Baklava is basically what you're getting. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah. A lumber. Oh goodness, what would a lumber like?
Something green.
Yeah, but I was. Yeah, I'll go. Would they like something green, or do you reckon that I'm trying to figure out whether they're secretly a chocolate fan? I'll get them the mint. I should probably be writing this down, to be honest.
You're the note taker of the group. While you're doing this, I'm just going to quickly check on what Maya was doing.
Rum and raisin for Kashan. Mint. Lumber. Greek. Churich. Oh, goodness. Blood orange. For Tordum. Oh, God. Am I missing anyone? Is that everyone in our group other than me?
Yes.
I always felt like there's more of us.
There's 4 of us plus you.
Yeah,
And Frank.
plus me. I always feel like there's more. And I'm not getting Frank cake.
Well, Frank can eat as many cakes as he wants, so it's not fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He lives here. He can come whenever he wants. That only uses 5 slices. I need 4 more. Oh. And then I'll probably say surprise me for the last 4.
The guy basically nods and...
And a rocky road for myself.
Okay, so how many is that leaving?
That leaves 4 slices.
Okay, so he picks out a purple one, a yellow one, a sort of pinkish one that has green on it, and then what looks to be like
No.
a browned pastry one that then has a sort of like green sponge in the middle.
I've not been able to join in the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Would you like any sweetener or anything to go on top?
You know what? I only have. How are they being served? Are they like being put in like little bags or boxes?
Basically a box that has all of the all of them in
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay, but thank you very much.
Very well. He holds out his hand.
It was a gold?
Yep.
I'm gonna give 2 because it's an elf and I've missed home-baked goods like this.
Oh, very generous. Thank you.
Hey, it's no problem. It's been a while since I've seen goods like this and have to help out a fellow friend.
Well, allow me to do you one more service, and he gestures you to come closer.
I step closer.
And he pulls out what is effectively a perfume bottle, and he gently sprays you with it.
Okay.
So you now smell like lavender.
Yes. I will bow my head and say thanks and blessed be Valyria to them.
He bows back, but doesn't say anything.
And then I'm gonna take this massive box and I'm gonna gleefully, carefully skip over to the others by the KFC stall.
As they're devouring their chicken wings.
I got cake! Better cake than mine.
Okay, so Nat, did you have any of the chicken wings from Kashan?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right, so now that you guys have had your fast food, what would you guys like to do?
I suppose we should probably head to the bank.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you weave through the market, and you come into the streets. So bear with me one moment. I was meaning to put you guys on the other side, but forgot. So give me a minute. My mouse is misbehaving. Okay, so the streets are quite different to what you guys are used to, in that seems to be a very defined space that people walk on, and then a very defined space as to where like carriages and stuff go through. And then there's very set sort of like crossings as to where like people who are walking can then go, and these are actually regulated by the guards.
This looks very civilized from where I'm from. You know, so fancy roads like this place.
The pavement that you're walking on is also a full foot above the actual road itself as well. Okay, so
Well,
in order to carry on, you'll need to go north, or straight north.
I'm happy to just sort of carry on.
Okay, who is leading the party?
I guess Kashan has the chicken legs, the chicken wings, so he's gonna.
Yeah, I was going to assume that I'm just kind of like in the middle and we're just causing a ruckus as we go eating chicken wings.
Okay, so can you guys move to about here, please?
Ping again? Alright, okay. Everyone else seems to be seeing it, so I'll just go to the middle of the pack.
Okay, Michaeli, where are you?
Just a second.
Okay, I'll wait for Michaeli to come back if you guys want to.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, cool. Are you leading the way?
Kashan's got the chicken wings.
Okay, so Kashan, can I get a dexterity saving throw from you, please?
Oh. You may, good sir. That is a 21.
Okay, so you hear the sounds of smashing glass from the building above you, and this building is a good sort of like 3 stories tall. So you hear the sounds smashing glass, and you look up to see, and then you hear this ah noise, and you look up and you see a dwarf hurtling down from the broken window above you, and you're able to step out of the way just in time for the dwarf to come crashing onto the ground beneath you, and is immediately knocked out on impact.
Fuck.
What?
Legendary reaction. Oh, fuck.
What? I guess I look up to the window and see if I can see where he's came from or what might have happened. Like,
Okay, top story window, and you can tell by the fact that the window has been very obviously blown out from inside.
I'll check the dwarf. Is he like dead or is he?
He's just knocked out.
Okay.
He's effectively in death saving throw phase.
Okay.
I quickly spare the dying, whatever it's called. So he's stable but unconscious.
So you don't want to cure wounds him at all.
No, not for a minute. Well, I'm seeing what's happening.
Someone else saw the scene.
Yeah, but everybody is sort of like in a sort of like, oh my god, what just happened phase. The guards are sort of are curious as well, but they don't really want to leave their posts. Everybody is just sort of watching at this point, but nobody's really doing anything about it.
All right. I'll
Carry on eating your chicken wings.
I mean, I don't like dwarfs getting chucked at my head. So, how much progress have I made with these chicken wings? Like, how many have we got left?
I'd probably say you've near finished the bucket.
All right, I'm gonna give the bucket to Turk.
Yes. The bucket.
Here, hold my wing.
And can I see an entrance to this building to try and, I don't know, see what go up and happened?
You can't see anything immediately, but I'll quickly come back to you. So, Marilla, you said you were casting Spare the Dying.
Can't have this guy dying on us. I sound very unenthusiastic.
Sounds
What's going
I'm a
on?
freaking person to save. Why can't they
Well,
not
yeah.
die?
Okay, so let me quickly do. Oh wow. Okay. So you basically do this, and the way that your healing magic normally works is that you'll bring sort of like the magic forth. You'll put your hands on the person or cast it on the person. The magic will flow into them. Their wounds would heal, and then they feel the euphoria of, oh, I'm healed. But not with this guy. As soon as the magic makes contact with him, he bolts upright. He goes, ah, fascinating. He turns to you. What exactly was that you've administered? The effect is quite euphoric.
You almost died, friend.
Yes, it was very, very fascinating, wasn't it? I'm discovering this concept. A friend of mine called it gravity. But where are my manners? Where are my manners? He stands up, brushes glass off of him, and he holds out a hand to you. Sherlock Holmes. But for copyright reasons, you may call me Sherlock Dwarf.
Sherlock Dwarf.
Consulting detective, of course.
Detective. What's a detective?
A detective, my friend, my bald-headed friend, is one who solves crimes.
I thought someone who was stating the obvious.
Is gravity a crime? I don't understand.
Suppose we're detectives then as well. We solve crimes.
Indeed,
What in the world
indeed.
happened for you to fly out of that window?
Oh, that is a very long, complicated story, but it is in the past, however. Now, I shall introduce you to my colleague, Dr. John Watson. He just sort of like gestures his hand to thin air.
Can I wave the invisible hand that just pretend I'm waving hand, shaking hands with somebody.
So he looks to this boy and is like, Watson! Watson! Watson, where the bloody hell are you? And you hear a bored voice coming from over here. Here, Holmes, I took the stairs.
Like
And there's a smart man.
I'm just gonna keep shaking hands in midair with the pretend person.
And Holmes just goes, Stairs! Stairs! How dull. But anyway, we must be away. Come, Watson, the game is afoot. He crosses the road and heads down this street. Watson, on the other hand, doesn't move, and he's just simply waiting on the spot.
So does he always comes out of the building like that?
Quite often, yes.
Interesting.
But anyway,
Your
I should probably
friend
introduce
not-
myself. I could probably do it with a bit more dignity than my colleague, Dr. John Watson, with the Northwician Fusiliers. He holds out a hand to you.
Kindly, how is your friend not dead?
I've been
he-
asking myself that question for many years.
You
My
did
friend?
cast a healing spell on him, Morena.
You can. This guy is basically a halfling, but a very smartly attired halfling. But he's also leaning heavily on a cane. You can see that one of his legs is actually has been injured for quite a while.
Yeah.
But however, he is the best in the business. If you do need assistance with any crime-solving capacities, you can find us at 221B Baker Street.
Do you sell cakes there?
Oh, we don't, but others do. That's why it's called the Baker Street.
What's a
Ingenious.
Yeah. I think this doctor like to state the obvious. I don't know.
No, my friend, it's not me stating the obvious. Each of the streets here is named for the purpose of the buildings that exist. So we have the Smith Street, the Baker Street, the High Street, the Army Street, the Healer Street.
The murder street?
Place where you get high.
And then after a few minutes, you hear Holmes return, and he goes, "Watson, you're going the wrong way," and goes down this way. If you'll excuse me. And he crosses the road and follows Holmes out.
As he leaves, I say, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Have a lovely day.
I have never been more confused in my entire life by a person.
I'm always confused by people.
Sherlock Drove. Fantastic.
Spectacular work.
Some of the card has a smiley face on it. Well done.
Right, so you basically carry on northwards to the bank.
Yeah.
Why are we going to the bank?
Okay, so Scott has basically advised you that if you wanted to do any sort of major spending or selling in Northwick, you will need to have a bank account.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do they take plastic?
Right, so I had hoped to have the map for the bank set up, but unfortunately I couldn't agree with what it was supposed to look like. So unfortunately we have to do it on here.
Using theatre of
That's okay.
mind.
So the building is very Greek in its architecture. Like it's got stone pillars that hold itself up, and the place is made out of pure white marble. It's very, very clean and very immaculate. There's there are two people standing outside of the bank, and they are decked in full plate armor. And you can tell one of them is a Goliath, and the other is more humanoid. They don't do anything to acknowledge you or to stop you, but they do stand menacingly at the doorway.
Can I offer one a chicken wing?
Kind of.
Yeah. I have the
Only got
bucket
half of a chicken wing.
empty, but I have the bucket.
Okay, so do you guys want to go inside?
What's this guy eats my chicken wing?
He's just completely ignoring you. It's sort of like the London Fusiliers.
Okay, can I drop a stink bomb then and walk off?
Okay, if you want. What level do you want to do your stink bomb at?
Just the lowest one. I'm just gonna drop one and walk off.
Sinking cloud.
I think it's called stinky cloud, like you call it a stink bomb.
Yeah, stinking clouds. So that's a level 3 slot taken off. So you drop what do you drop? Do you drop a rotten cabbage or a skunk?
Skunk.
Okay. And you head on inside. So the place is entirely made out of stone and is pristine, but the floors are polished to a literal squeak as people walk over them, and in some cases it actually makes the floor quite slippery. But very mathematically calculated intervals are these beautiful, luxurious silk carpets, which go in from the room to put in the direction you're facing, and directly opposite you appears to be another room that has bars on it where people are serving other customers.
Why are the prisoners serving people?
I was about to say the same. So,
I still admire the.
bank.
It's
Do
a very
people give
nice
money to prisoners?
I admire the slave labor. I mean, it makes sense for prisoners to be doing work that
Yeah,
serves.
but why handling money of someone else people? Just like why handling money like instead of digging mines and stuff like that.
Well, it's not like they can get out of there.
Mm.
Are we sure they're even prisoners?
Yeah, if you want to give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
Seems
Well,
seems a
they're
little
behind
odd.
Bars, and the last time we were behind bars, we were prisoners. So therefore they must be prisoners.
That is a 21.
I did that 8, so they are prisoner for me. Okay.
Okay, these are very, very smartly attired and smartly attired prisoners.
I'm not too sure if they're prisoners.
Well, let's resolve this. Can I walk up to the bars and go, "Are you a prisoner?"
Okay, one of the desks is free, and so yes, you can walk straight up to it.
Can I ask the person if they're a prisoner?
Do you need help? Do you need to escape from here?
No,
Are you
no,
being held against your will?
no, of course not. I work here. I'm one of the bank clerks.
I nudged Turk as if to say, like, remember what happened the last time we broke people out of prison.
Why? Why is the bank clerk a prisoner?
The bars are not to keep us in, friend. They're to keep thieves and vagrants out, those who may do us harm.
That makes sense.
So it's a prison on like you literally the opposite. It is like a prison, but it works on this inside out.
I have a question. How would you deal with a crossbow?
I'm not sure what you're implying, sir. Are you threatening me?
No, just for practicality's sake. Like, if I was to draw a crossbow and point at you, you wouldn't be able to disarm me. And those bars are stopping you really going anywhere.
He draws himself up, and given that he's a dwarf, that's not really impressive. But he puffs himself out and he's like, I would rely on the security of this bank. Now, do you have business, sir?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sorry. Just
Kashan, I
Don't
really
mind.
don't think we want to get ourselves arrested here.
wasn't threatening. I was curious. It seems like an
I'm
oversight.
still very confused. Why the prisoner here serving people to get money out of inn? I don't understand.
Turk, they're not
Eric,
prisoners.
they're not prisoners.
Turek, that's where you're going wrong.
But they're behind bars.
Turek, I worked it out.
Well, if it helps, Alumba scored very highly on his intelligence check, ironically. So he basically takes Turek aside and is like, the bars are for their protection from people like me and you.
What's that number doing?
He's in there, isn't
So
He's
for
very
people-
quiet.
he? Yeah, Liam isn't here, unfortunately. Yeah, so if I was to take my hammer to those bars, chances are the bars would protect the people from inside. I wouldn't be able to just crush their heads like an egg.
We're definitely not going to do.
I mean, there's no interest on that, right? I mean, what's the point?
May you please state what your business is, sir? There are people in queue.
We're looking to open a bank account. We got told that we would need one to trade here.
Let's see. He pulls out a scroll of paper. Name on the account? He says in a very bored voice. What is the name of your group?
Oh, like the group name?
Are we
We
allowed
didn't-
to say our group name here?
Should we just put it under the alphas, I
Yeah.
guess?
Any name will do.
Scott.
Wing it! No!
Spot.
Back in the wings!
We work with the alphas, if that helps.
The alphas, if that helps. And what sorts of currency are you hoping to deposit in your accounts?
Rugs.
We have to make a deposit?
Yes, to
I mean-
open an account is a fee of 100 gold, which is to be kept in the account at all times. Should your account fall beneath 100 gold, the account will be frozen.
I can cover that. I don't actually know what currency I have, but I can give the 100 gold. I don't need it.
Calm down.
Very well, I will need to know what you expect to be trading in. Will you be trading in gold, platinum, silver?
Gold, more
Probably
likely.
gold and platinum, and maybe a few platinum
I-
pieces every so often.
I have a question. Does he have to be money?
Yes, of course, there has to be money. We don't exactly trade in pieces of paper, for example. I mean, what sort of idiot would trade in paper?
Neither chicken wings.
That the Americans do.
How about arms?
If you did want to open a safety deposit box, that would be something different.
Would
Um.
you keep my chicken wing fresh? I don't want to eat your shoe.
I don't want to eat your shoe either.
No, she's trying to get a shoe in my mouth.
So he scribbles stuff in the boxes and is like, do you have a guarantor for this account?
You.
No.
So he lets out a sigh, ticks the box. And can I put and the address to be associated with the account?
Do we...
Alpha's hideout.
We give the address.
Yeah, sure. So you basically give the address of the alpha base. I did have a map of Northwick which I'd actually put labels on, but unfortunately it looks like a yeah. Which is basically number 3 Grand Street. So with the name of the city, the island that it's on, Clinging Isles, etc., etc. Very well. Take
Can
this
you
over
repeat?
take this over to my colleague down in the vault. they can start establishing how much money you're going to be putting into it.
Does he have to be only money, or can he be even like gems and stones?
At the moment, you've only signed up for a currency account. If you want to create a safety deposit box, you'll need to talk to my colleague downstairs.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
And so he rings this little bell that's on his desk, and a few moments later, a very smartly attired half-elf comes over to you. And you can basically see that this is somebody of importance because they have a golden belt around them, and on this belt is just this inordinate amount of keys.
Mistress Leader Morgan.
Follow me, please.
Sure.
So he basically takes you through this very, very heavy metal door. The doors. He puts the key in the lock and it clicks very, very loudly and it echoes around the area. And it leads you down a very thick carpeted staircase that basically goes down, turns the corner, and then goes down again. It then leads you into a small room where a couple of gnomes are working at a desk. But he very politely asks you for the piece of paper, whoever took it.
Yep.
It was not me.
And he takes it from you and puts it on the desk and says, process this, please. Gnome nods, doesn't say anything. So makes several scribbles and then jumps off the table and goes over to this very strange looking contraption that basically looks like a rotary pencil sharpener. He takes out a golden rod that has a loop in it for a keychain to go through, puts it into the machine, works the rotor, pulls it, and you hear the sort of like grinding of metal on metal. And he pulls it out and he has a key. He hands it to the elf, who then hands it to you. I would advise that you do not lose this, Lord, for if you do, it's 150 gold coins to replace.
Can we make a copy?
I'm afraid for security we only allow one copy to be used.
I guess it's fair enough.
Fine.
He gestures at the only door, other than the door that you led you down, and so basically indicates the log.
I think he wants you to unlock the door.
So, I hope you can answer to my questions. I personally, I guess even my friends here, carry even more than currency. Just talking about stones and.
Of course, we can work out a safety deposit box for you. However, you will need to walk into the vault in order to do that.
Are you gonna close us in?
Of course, we'll be closing you in, sir, Lord, but have no fear. Your key will open the door from the inside.
See, I told you guys we're prisoners.
We're not prisoners, Turek.
Okay, so who actually has the key?
I assume Kashan had it.
Oh, did I have it? I
I assume.
Who's probably going to be the safest with the key? I think we should give that.
Well, the point has a beard of holding attached to him.
Yeah, that's true. I'll put it in the beard.
We put him in the beard.
That's true.
Okay, you need to use the key to open the door.
I will use the key to open the door first, and then I will put it in the beard.
Very well, sir. My colleague will be waiting for you downstairs.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so you go down a very lengthy set of stairs. They're carpeted and very well lit. It's almost like the walls themselves are generating light. And eventually you come to an underground cavern where an identical elf, and literally identical, is waiting for you down below. Please follow me, sir. Do you follow him?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so he basically leads you down put these series of very, very long corridors. I don't know if you've ever been in like an archive gallery where like it's just like rows upon rows upon rows of corridors that lead to like bookshelves and things that you can access. But it's basically like that, and he basically just leads you down, and it seems that you're walking for a good solid 5 minutes before he takes what appears to be a random turn to the right, and opens up, and then turns and holds his hand out for your key.
I hand him the key, I guess.
Okay, so he takes the key and puts it into the log, and he's like, if you ever need to come down here without assistance, lords, your vault number is 713.
713, as in 713.
Yes.
Cool.
And you may assess the significance of that in your own time. It's a very, very... I assure you, though, it is a very secure log. At one point...
Got it.
A great wizard once secured a philosopher's stone in this very vault.
That was good.
I'm so ashamed I had to Google that. I am disappointed.
I needed to double check.
I was like, no way is it.
So, I understand that you are willing to pay the 100 gold to go in here?
Yes, and I'm gonna take out 100.
Okay, so he just simply drops it into the box. And you notice that it doesn't sort of drop in, if that makes sense. It doesn't. There's no sound of metal making contact with the surface. And if you want to look in, you can actually see that the box itself appears to have some sort of like dimensional swirling effect going on inside it.
Ooh. Where does he end up?
These are vaults of holding, Lord. So very much similar to the bag of holding, we simply store the money in an interdimensional vault, which can only be accessed using your key.
Yeah, so it's kind of like your beard, but with a key.
Yes, indeed, very similar to the Beard of Holding. And it also follows the same rules that should a Beard of Holding be placed inside this, it will cause a black hole which is capable of destroying this entire city.
It's always fun when you do that. I don't say that out loud. I don't say that out loud.
Unfortunately, however, our vaults have very strict rules in that only currency may be put into them. This is to stop thieves from hiding stolen goods within their bank vaults.
Well, I suppose that makes sense.
Is there any other currency you would like to put into this?
I personally have some gems that I like to store here in this prison.
Very well, we will come to that shortly. But in terms of currency, is there anything you would like to deposit?
So I have a question. Those monies that we're gonna store in this bank, are they just gonna get watched? They're gonna get used? You're gonna do something with it? I mean, what's the purpose of keeping my currency in your prison?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, sir, for we do have several investment opportunities that you may be interested in.
Investments, but I don't want to kill anybody.
Oh, nothing of the sort, sir. I'm talking about an investment of currency.
Okay, I'm very confused.
Well, allow me to explain it, sir. One method that we can organise of generating money for you at completely no expense to yourself, of course, is that you take the money that is in this box will be invested in a business. You will not cost you anything, but it will mean that you are unable to access your funds for a full month. And at the end of the month, you will gain interest on the amount based on the amount that you have engaged in. For example, we have a very excellent investment opportunity which we are giving our customers, and it is investing in gold minting. Effectively, you are investing in the idea that gold coinage will remain the currency of the realm, instead of other forms of currency such as paper, fabric, other precious metals, or even rocks. And that interest rate stands currently at 5%. So whatever you invest in this, whatever you place in your box, and if you choose to invest it in the gold minting, at the end of your month, you will receive coins completely for free.
Well, guys, this sounds really interesting. What do you think?
We
I'd be
won't be
willing
able to access it for a month, though, but it couldn't be too bad, I guess.
I feel like we have enough to maybe warrant investing some. Like, I found some platinum pieces. I'd be happy to maybe put a platinum into this.
Okay, so how much gold money do you want to put in into your account then?
I did 100.
How many is it? 10 gold to 1 platinum.
Yep.
I'll also add 100 gold to that.
Okay, so there's 200 so far. According to Alumba, he's only got 11 gold on him, so I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate or not. Now, do you want to put anything in?
I'll put 50 gold in. I think I've got 50.
Yep, so... Right, so you now have 54 gold. Okay, Turek, do you want to do anything? Turek, are you putting anything in?
Oh, he said BRB.
Okay. Okay, so far there's 250 in there. So if you two want to remove 100 gold each from your inventories?
We've done the 100 for the deposit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. On about.
Okay, so how do you work out percentage again?
What are you trying to work out specifically?
Basically, you've put in 250. You're looking to make 5% of that. How do I work that out again?
250 divided by 100. Times by 5.
Okay, so from that, you're basically looking to make 12 gold and 5 silver by the end of the month.
Wow, that's not much. I'm gonna throw in another 100.
Okay, so you've now got 350 in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now up to 17 and a half.
I don't really want to put any more in, as I won't be able to live.
Let's not invest too much. Alright. Because, I mean, if you think about it, this is just like sort of like free money.
How much, guys, did you put in?
So far, there's
There's
350 in there.
350
What, 350 each? Or altogether?
altogether.
I'll toss another 150 then.
So 500 in total. Okay, so that brings it to 25 gold a month into your account.
I mean, that's pretty decent. How
So-
much, like, do we still access... How do we get more money in there in terms of, like, the trade side of things? So does more money go into that, like, as we go?
Yes, sir. So, if you were to lock your account in investment, you would be able to add money in, of course. But in terms of withdrawing money from your account, you would be unable to until the end of the month. Whereupon
Well-
we shall, of course, wait for your instructions on whether or not you want to reinvest.
So, say we put this 500 that we've deposited into investments now, and we go away, we trade our worth, get rid of our goods and stuff. Can we then access the money, like, extra in the account?
Yes, at the end of this month, there'll be 525 gold coins in your account.
And in the meantime, we can still, like, trade as normal. So say I go and sell these breastplates for 100 gold each, we'd still be able to access that gold that we've made from sales and stuff, right?
Yes, however, the 500 that you have invested will be made unavailable to you.
That's fine.
And then, of course, should you wish to take that money in currency, you can do that from my colleagues at the front desk.
Okay, well, I'm good with that.
Okay, so you're okay with 500?
I mean, I'm happy enough with that. You
Uh,
guys...
If I put my stones and gems into it, does he value as money or does he value as counts as currency or
They will not
is
count as currency, only coinage counts as currency.
We would have to sell the gems first, and then...
However, if of course you wish to have a safety deposit box to store your precious gems and any particular valuable piece of equipment, we can also facilitate that as well.
do you think is there any way to sell those items, for instance, at the bank, if it's possible?
We wouldn't be able to do it for you, sir. We merely hold the money. We do not generate productivity. You would need to take that to a dealer of these items in order to gain your currency. However, of course, as per Northwician law, if you were to engage in a transaction that exceeds 500 gold coins, it would immediately be done through our bank through credit, and the amount will be placed into your bank account.
Okay. Is there any dealer around this town that can sort ours out?
Of course, Northwick is the centre of all trade in the Clinging Isles. I recommend that you head over to the Jewelry Street. He indicates this street over here.
Okay.
They will most definitely be able to assist you.
Got it. So we can store our currency anytime, or do we need to come here in the prison? Sorry, in the bank.
So Sorry, one sec. My child has stolen my paint. We have branches all throughout the Clinging Isles, sir, so you will be able to attend any of the branches and be able to access your account, so long as you have your key with you. Unfortunately, the only place that we do not have a branch is New Asgard and Aqua Veda, for reasons which I'm sure you understand.
Sorry guys, I've got the Mary Poppins songs in my head.
Yes.
I watched Mr. Banks yesterday night, so you've been talking about Banks, and there's the soundtrack in my head the whole time.
Would you actually believe it if I told you I've never actually seen Mary Poppins?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I've got to leave this campaign. This is my formal letter of leave.
I totally support you. Totally support you.
I'm so sorry. This was lovely playing with you guys, but I've got to go now.
How did you go this
How
time
have you
without seeing Mary Poppins? What? Like, how do you do that? How do you avoid that?
It just never came off, to be
It
perfectly
was made in 1964, Matt. Come on.
Yes, there's several films that came out in 1964 which I haven't watched.
But it's Mary Poppins.
They even done a remake.
Remake is so good as well.
No, it's not. It's not really good. It's okay. It's not
The
very
second
good.
one is pretty good. I don't know. Lin-Manuel Miranda's pretty good in it.
See, Mr. Banks.
There's a distinct lack of Dick Van
The
Dyke.
bank attendant is just standing there while you're having this discussion about Mary Poppins movies, and he's slow.
I honestly watched it just because of Meryl Streep.
No, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Anyway, butterflies.
Do what I like, and I like what I do.
So, shall
now
I
I wanna
finalise
watch
this
that.
transaction, sir?
Yes. Question. Do I need to get the gold coins out of my inventory now?
Yes, if you will place them into the box, sir.
Okay. Done.
Okay, and to finalise, you are looking for a 5% interest rate on this investment.
Yes.
But we can top up the investments anytime, or is it blocked until next month?
It's locked until next month. You can add to your bank account, but this 500 is locked.
Okay. So do you think we need to sell first the other money and then we can invest some more?
I think if we do the 500 for now, we'd be fine, because then the rest of the money we can use for trade and such.
Oh, sure.
By
I
buying a
still
ship.
want my boats.
Very well, sir. And so he places the money in and then fills out some sort of form. He does it very specifically away from your gaze, so you can't see what he's writing in it. But then he folds up the paper really neatly and puts it into the box as well, and then closes it. You made a fine choice today, sirs. Your bank account is now active, and you may now use it for trade. If you wanted to give the details of your account to anybody, they are inscribed upon your key.
But this is dangerous, right?
I promptly took the key inside the beard. I asked Morella to write down a copy of them, just in case we lose the key.
I was gonna say, I just want to double check the info I have. Currently, in our thing, we have 500 gold.
Involved 713.
Very specifically.
We're number 730, and we have one key, and we can't access that 500 until next month. Is there any other information I'm missing for the notes?
That you're getting 5% interest on this investment,
5% interest.
which translates to 25 gold.
Yep, awesome.
I do what I want.
Okay.
I've now got Chim Chimney's churro stuck in my head.
So do I. Okay, I have all the info.
Okay. So you take us. I'm assuming you're finished with the bank then. You're not going to do a safety deposit box.
Yeah, I think we're the kind of goblins that sell everything.
Okay. Cool. Right. So you put. You follow the elf out of the bank. Go up to the top floor. Where you notice that over the course of your discussion about Mary Poppins, some sort of hold-up has occurred, and that the assailants have all been intercepted by the guards and the security of the building, and are currently being arrested.
Oh, what? We missed a standoff? Does one of them have a crossbow?
Unfortunately, yes. Or had, rather.
See, that would happen if you were crossbow in this place.
Does it look like anyone got shot with the crossbow?
No.
Darn.
There's no crossbows on the the server side of the bars, at all whatsoever.
All right.
Okay.
I'll do a quick look around to see if there's if I can work out if I could have done this better.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. I am not an Arcana kind of guy. I have a. It's a flat 0. I have advantage on Arcana. Something. I'm going to assume that's to do with one of my runes. That is a nice flat 14.
You notice that there's actually a shimmering effect in front of the bars from where you were that you didn't see before.
Can I? My initial instinct is to try and shoot a crossbow bolt at.
Please.
Hang on. I resist. Okay.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I just rolled a d20. 10 or under, I was going to shoot a crossbow bolt at a blank window.
We go back and Kashan's not with us and we're like, sorry Scott, Kashan got arrested for firing a crossbow at the bank. Looks like he's out for a bit. Sorry, mate.
Can I on the way out ask one of the security guys if I can shoot a crossbow bolt at the thing? I just want to know what happens.
I do hope you're joking, sir.
Alright. Yeah. I guess.
Okay. Right, so you guys are in front of the bank now. So where do you guys want to go?
Should we head to the armor place first? Sell off the breastplates and stuff that we have in our inventory?
Yeah, we need to sell equipment and then we need to buy silver.
Yeah, I was thinking if we do all that at the same time and then we can look for somewhere else to sell our jewels and stuff.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way up and you're in the Smith Street. Okay, like the buildings that are in the marketplace, these are effectively open-air places with the smoke from the forges just sort of billowing out into the open air. The only difference is that you can see that these buildings have almost these sort of mechanisms that have tarps to go over them in the event of bad weather.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you can see 5 very distinct buildings, but all of them identical in terms of their layout, but each of them has basically racks outside, all of which display very different materials, weapons, armors, etc. All of them in various different styles as well.
Sorry, I got lost. What did you say?
Basically, each of the shops is completely identical in terms of its layout. However, you notice outside are like racks of weapons, armor, etc., and all of them are in very different styles and very different weapon types and armor types as well. So some
Okay.
have heavy armor, some specialize in shields, others are daggers, bows and arrows, that sort of thing.
Okay, so in terms of things that I have to sell, we have 9 breastplates, a chainmail, 2 hand axes,
I have
and
another breastplate
4
as
long
well.
swords.
I have a breastplate of gleaming.
Yep,
Oh.
and a lumber has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 breastplates on his person as well.
Where is this man keeping his stuff? What in the world is going on?
Talking about.
Alright, so we have 18 breastplates in total.
Yes.
2 hand axes, 4 long swords, and a suit of chainmail, as well as a breastplate of gleaming. I want to approach. Do I see any like traders or anything as to who might be able to give us an idea as to who would give us the best price for?
You don't see anything like that, but you do basically see the names of the different smithing places. So, so this one is the Flaming Beard. This one is. Sorry, one sec. Papa, calm down. Calm down. This one is Endural & Co.
Okay.
This one is Gnomish Relief. This one is called I Smith Things I Don't Make Up Brand Names.
Yeah.
And this one is the Steaming Forge.
Question: did you have them write it down, or you actually improvising?
No, made those up. Well, made those up in advance. So.
The Flaming Beard. I, as a bearded fellow myself now, I'm going to approach the Flaming Beard and see if I can get a price on the stuff that's in my inventory.
Okay. So you step inside. All of the equipment outside is of a very heavy nature. So heavy shields, heavy armor, two-handed long swords, that sort of thing. And you can basically see that there is a dwarf hammering away at an anvil. And as you turn, you open and close the door. He turns to you, and you can see that he has a beard, and the beard appears to be in a perpetual state of being on fire.
I love everything about his situation, and now want to question whether or not there is a way for me to set my beard on fire without burning everything in
No,
it.
I believe it's a race. Like one of the dwarves they are on fire. I don't remember the name. Azer.
Greetings. How may I assist you? And from his work table, he pulls out what is effectively a cigar, ignites it on his beard, and puts it in his mouth. What can I get for you today?
Single coolest guy I've ever met. I'm looking to unload some equipment. Obviously enough. I have a few bits and pieces to sell.
Alright, line them up on the table, let's have a look.
I line up what we've got.
Okay, so you're just doing your stuff, or you're doing everybody's stuff?
Just my stuff, I guess. Like, you know, I don't want to presume.
Okay, so what does your stuff include?
Is this?
So I have
Is this
9.
the?
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Is this the place with the breastplates? Yeah, I was going to add the breastplate of armor gleaming on.
I haven't really looked as to what other people are doing, but like a lot of the stuff outside was sort of like heavy and stuff, so I would assume that like full plate would be included in that.
Yeah, this is medium armor, so I was just going to chuck it in with all the other breastplates.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll lean out from see what See what he says.
Okay, so he attaches this monocle to his eye, and goes over the armor. It was very very nice, very high quality. It's had some usage though, but I take it you took these as spoils of war.
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah, that
One of
does-
them was mine.
That does diminish their value somewhat. Ooh. Goes over each of them, and one of them he says, "I'm sorry, I cannot buy this. It's too battered." He hands it back to you.
Fair enough.
I can offer you. He puts 3 to one side. I'll offer you 200 each for these. These ones, however, he shakes his head. Won't do single gold over 125 each.
So hang on, let me just do a quick look at some stuff.
So
Yeah.
that was 200 for how many of
Three
them,
of
and then
them.
125 for how many?
Right, so put 3 of them was 200 each.
Yep.
And then the rest, I don't know how many that was, bar 1 is 125 each.
So that'd be 5 for 125.
That's a nice amount.
Right, so 5 times 25, so that's 625 is giving you for the broken ones, and then 600 for the other ones.
Okay, so what's that? 12.25 in total.
Yeah, 1225.
That's a very nice amount.
That's definitely not something to shrug at.
You have a deal?
I mean, I'm happy enough with that.
I'm happy enough with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So,
Yeah,
so,
sure.
So from underneath his workbench, he pulls out but what appears to be just a blank piece of paper, and he scribbles down. So it's blank bar a letterhead with the name of his business on it and who he is, and he basically writes down various numbers. Basically, prints out what would effectively be an invoice for you, and then simply says, "Sign it."
I'll sign it.
Number of your vault?
I take out my key from my beard and take a look.
7-1.
713.
I write it down.
So he nods, and then he folds up the paper into an origami bird,
And he flies away. Oh, beautiful.
and he basically holds it out in his hand. The bird starts flapping its wings and takes flight out the open door.
Is that safe to let it do that by itself?
Yes, this is currency paper. So you don't trust you don't have to trust it to thieving hands or anything like that.
Huh. What if someone caught that before
Then
it got to the bank?
Do not worry, sir. No money will actually change hands until we receive word. And literally a few seconds later, another bird appears, lands on the table, unfolds itself, so that there's no folds in it at all, and it just simply has the words, "Your transaction has been completed."
Well, I'll be damned.
Of course, there is always a risk with these things, friend. But for me, I prefer this way. It means that I don't have to knock any heads in. Crack skulls are bad for business, you know.
That may be true, but you could sell a few more helmets.
This is true, but time that I'm spending smashing people's heads in is times that I'm not smashing in Good pieces of metal. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Where would you stand on the weaponry? Who do you think would be the best to sell to for that? I have a few axes and a few long swords.
For axes, I'm definitely interested in Lord. Let's have a look.
I've got 2 normal hand axes, and I have 2 silvered ones, but I'm going to keep a hold of those.
You have one silvered one. You gave the other one to
So I did.
Frollo's.
Yeah, that's true. I did.
Right.
That's fine. That's okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's good. Yeah, okay. I'll take one of those off.
Okay, so what are you hoping to sell?
I've got 2 hand axes, and I also have a shield. If he's got any interest in that.
The shields I can definitely make use of, but I'm not exactly a shield guy, if that makes sense. I make shields for people, but shields is not really the sort of thing you can really reuse, if that makes sense.
That's true, but it's in good condition.
I'll give you 8 gold for it.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, I'm looking for your inventory, but I can't see your hand axes.
So I have them written down, but I don't know if I put stuff actually directly in my inventory because I don't know what I've done with a bunch of stuff. I've also got written down there was 6-inch gold bars.
Yep.
At some point, does somebody have those on them other than me?
You do.
I've got them on me.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's things that I haven't actually put in my inventory that I have a separate note of. So things that I took from like the alpha base was the 38 pieces of metal that we had left, but I think I gave those to people in Aqua Veda.
The Quartermaster Smith.
Yeah. We've got rid of all but one of the breastplates. So one battered breastplate. I'll just leave a note. Call it battered. I've got a chainmail, 2 hand axes, and 4 long sword of wounds.
Yeah, so the long swords of wounding, you've only got 2 listed in your inventory, but you have all 4. You made a point of taking them all.
Yeah.
Then, you have
I don't
a
think I'll sell the
chainmail
long
vest,
swords.
which is upgraded with the magic shards. You gave your old chainmail vest to the orcish guy as sort of like half payment for your magical one.
Yes, that'd be the other. That'd be the chainmail I've got written down.
You gave one of your great axes to. No wait, you gave your great sword to Hirog as apology, but you never actually said what you did with your original great axe. Because you now got great axe plus 2.
That's true. I don't know what I've done with it.
I'll just say it's in your beard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. I'll get rid of the 2 hand axes. I don't know where they've gone.
Okay. Right.
Maybe I chucked them in a battle or something. I don't know.
It's
That seems like something I would do.
It's possible. But right, bear with me because I need to look up how much each of this is worth. Okay, so a hand axe each is worth 5 gold, but as the guy says they are used, so he'll give you 3 gold for each.
Okay.
But are you selling your great axe?
Yeah. I'll say that I've got a spare.
But it's seen a lot of use, so he'll give you 20 for it.
Seems reasonable, yeah.
What else are you selling?
We said 8 for the shield, didn't we?
Yep.
I think that's it for here. Like he said he's interested in the axes, not so much the swords. So I'll keep a hold of the long swords for now.
Okay. Does anybody else want to sell anything?
I need to sell my quarterstafs. The one that I don't use anymore.
He looks at them and is like, ugh, wood. I'm not particular. Unless you want to give them to me so I can fuel my forge, I'm not particularly interested in them.
Well, I won't do nothing with it, so here you are. Free fire for you.
I'll maybe like sort of stop to hold them over and maybe suggest he speaks to somebody else. See if they want to see if they wouldn't buy them. Don't give away things for free, boy.
Marilla, would you like to sell anything?
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything to sell, if I'm being honest.
Clear out my inventory.
I don't have anything to sell.
Okay. Okay, so you
I'm very
have.
happy.
So this is basically the dwarf guy. You do have 4 other shops that you could technically visit. Guys?
Is there anywhere I could see that might be interested in the long sword of wounds that I have?
Okay. Not necessarily specifically the long sword of wounding. However, the shop directly opposite you and the one next to you, they both have swords on their display racks.
I'll head over to this one myself, and I'll see if he's got any interest in my long sword of woundings.
Okay. So, working the anvil is a quite muscular black woman who is dressed entirely in chainmail armor.
Love that.
The only thing that she's missing is a helmet. But you can see that this is very, despite the fact that she's working a forge, this is very highly polished armor.
2 seconds.
Hang on, give me a second, and you can. And then she lifts up what looks to be like this 3-meter long sword, and she plunges it into this barrel of water, and it just lets out this massive cloud of steam as the red hot metal connects with the ice cold water. What can I get for you? David? Anyone there?
Has he just died?
Yeah, it's possible. Well, while he's gone, I'll say that Alumba has decided to go over to this shop. I smith things, I don't make brand names. Because you can see that there's heavy armour outside. And he goes in to see an orc smith is working the counter. He's basically just got this massive piece of steel armour and he's hammering out what looks to be a massive dent in it. So, Kingsman, what can I get for you? And Alumba is going to sell his breastplates. Could you make note that the bank account now has the 500 plus 12.25 in it?
And I've got an important notes page all about the bank, about what's in our saving investment and what's not including in that.
Sure. What I think I'll do on the D&D Beyond campaign page is just make up a character that's just called bank account.
Yeah.
And then that will basically have all of the gold in his inventory. So he is going to sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, unfortunately, 3 of those breastplates aren't sellable, leaving the remaining 5. But the orc isn't particularly interested in sort of providing a decent price, so he's going to do 150 for each of them.
He sold 3.
So he does a transaction of 750. So the origami bird flies away and then flies back, so dictating that the transaction is now complete, and you can add an additional 750 to that.
Yep. There we go. We've now almost got 2 grand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've basically got 5 red paladin breastplates, which nobody appears to want to buy from you.
Is there any way Kashan could maybe smelt it and like get any metal to work with from them?
You could definitely try. David, have you come back yet?
Yes.
Okay, so McKelly, do you want to try one of the other stores to see if they all buy your quarterstaffs?
Yeah, sure. See if they do it.
Okay, which one do you want to go to?
Which one does have weaponry outside?
Okay, so all of them have forms of weaponry. This guy has axes, this guy has swords, this guy has swords, but also wooden-based weapons, so bows and arrows, etc. This guy is mostly just like hammers and heavy armor. This guy is like small weapons like daggers and mini crossbows.
I'll go to the guy who's selling wooden
The elf guy, yeah?
weapons. Yeah.
Okay, so they basically own Doro and Co.
Hi, hello. Who do I have in front of me?
Greetings, and inside is a very smartly dressed elf in a sort of light and dark blue outfit, and he is calm down, Bubba, calm down. And he appears to be hammering jewels into the hilt of a very ornate-looking sword. Right, I'll be right back, guys. I just
Yep,
one
yep.
second.
I'm back, sorry.
So, is that you back, David?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. So, Alumber has managed to get another 750 for his breastplate.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay,
So we have a lot of money.
So, McKelly, you've gone into the elven place, and the elven guy is trying to set up some gems into a very ornate-looking sword hilt. What can I do for you, Lord?
Hello, kind man. I have a few stuff, quarter stuff that I like to sell. If you might be interested, and I'll show him the quarter stuff +1, basically.
Oh, very high-quality woods, but on orthodox design. But yes, I can definitely work with this.
Plus, I'm seeing that you handling jewels. Are you interested on perhaps buying some?
But thank you, but I prefer to buy my jewels from the jewelry district, so that I don't get accused of using any stolen goods. You must understand.
Oh, yeah, got it.
I can give you no, 3 silver for this.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Do you recommend anybody in a jewel district to actual sell stones and jewels?
Well, I don't necessarily have a particular favourite, sir. It's some deal specifically in diamonds, others deal with more exotic jewels like sapphire and rubies. It really depends on what you're selling, to be honest.
Yeah, everything. All right. Okay. Deal. 53 silver, and
Okay,
then I wish him a good day.
perfect. Okay. Did you deduct the 150 that you put into the bank account as well?
Yes, I have.
Perfect. Okay. Right, Kashan, you're in effectively the human smith. She's just put a massive sword into a barrel of water, and then claps her hands together and is like, "So, what can I get for you?"
I show the long sword of woundings, long swords of wounding.
She looks at them and says, "Oh my, these are very vicious indeed. Where did you get them?"
We had some people come after my group who were wielding them, and we liberated them after they were dispatched.
You see. No. I'm not sure I'll be able to pass these on, to be honest. And she goes over them very, very gently, and she even runs a finger over one. It's like it gets, the thing gets caught in the barb, and so. These are definitely fine pieces of work, but I'm not sure I'll be able to resell these. I'm not sure if these things are legal. Might be able to pass them on to put one of my more private clients, but can't guarantee I'll be able to sell all 4 of them. I'll tell you what, I'll buy one from you for 15 gold.
That seems reasonable. Yeah, the rest I might just end up melting down, but I'll take that.
Alright then.
No.
Just hope I can make use of it. It's a very, very dirty blade, as it were, morality-wise, of course.
Alright, guys, when this dudes, but before selling any more weapons and armor, we have to wash them.
I'd also like to ask this sort of one that I'm speaking to if there's anywhere that might be best to look at potentially like upgrading my crossbow and getting a better one than the one that I've currently liberated.
So, she takes it from you and says, depends on what sort of upgrade you're looking for. I can stitch some leather to the stock so you feel less of the recoil. I can put some cogs on here to make the string a little bit tighter. I can apply some iron rivets to make a sighting for you. What are you looking for exactly?
I'll be honest, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Just maybe some improvements in general. Not exactly well versed in the in that kind of thing myself. A sighting might be a good idea.
That's alright. I'll put the rivets in. I'll do some leather stock and I'll see about giving this a little bit more oomph.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Maybe take about a day or so.
That should be fine.
All right. Normally I charge for a single day's work about 10 gold, and then the pieces say another 5, 15, 12.
Should we just call it even with the sword then?
Yeah, done.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Come back tomorrow.
Very well. I'll see you then.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so you guys have now been to every one of the stalls, aside from the
The gnome.
aside from this guy.
Matt, I have a question. In my inventory, I've got the braces of defense.
Yeah, I've given you the magical items that you will get when the alphas give them to you.
Ah, okay, but it hasn't been given to me yet. Okay,
No,
fine,
yeah.
don't worry.
Okay, so do you guys want to go to the gnome store?
Yeah. I'll head on.
Uh, do we need to buy silver weapon and scrolls as well?
Yeah, the gnome is who we got told to speak to about silvered weapons.
Yes. I would know. I have that written down in my notes.
As for money and stuff that has been made, is that now just like a shared group thing?
Yes. So basically, wherever the total is, but that's so if your sale and a lumber sale that has gone into the bank account.
Okay.
But the money that you made from the human smith, that's money that she's put into your hand. Same with
Okay.
Tarek and his quarterstaff.
Okay. What about the pieces that are sold to the dwarven dude for, like, the axes and stuff?
That basically anything under 500 in one transaction was money put into your hand.
Alright, okay, cool. So, we've got 225. Olympus sold it for 750, didn't he?
Yeah, we currently got 1,975 gold pieces in our account, not including the 500 in the saving investment. So
Nice.
altogether, it is 2,000. Hang on, this is going to take me a second. I'm really dumb. 2,500
After
will
the
be
interest.
once we've had our interest.
That works out very nicely, doesn't it? 2,500.
I'm impressed I did that maths, I'm not going to lie.
Very well done.
Thank you. I should become an accountant. If the adventuring fails for Morella, she'll become an accountant.
I don't recommend it.
No.
I've done a brief stint in accountancy as like an apprenticeship kind of thing, and it was the worst experience ever. Honestly, it is
She's young, let her make mistakes.
You know what? Yep. She's got hundreds of years to go. She can
Exactly.
She can definitely afford a brief stint in accounting.
Okay, so you go into this into the final stall, and it's very immaculately tidy in comparison to the other ones, and the gnome that's basically standing at the forge is basically standing on top of several precariously piled boxes, and is then working the forge from this heightened point. It's basically clear that everybody has the same size forge, and he's having to adapt to make up for his stunted height.
I admire the innovation.
So he looks over at you guys, and he's basically wearing these goggles, and his entire face has just been blackened around these goggles. Is that? Guess 1 moment, please. And he pulls out this massive axe from the forge and drops it into the barrel of water, and then he hops down from his boxes. Is that? And he's basically even shorter than Tordum is. Is that? How can I help?
Scott sent us. We need some weapons silvered.
Ah, you're going hunting for werewolves, are you?
It wouldn't help for other monsters too, I assume, but werewolf seems to be what's on the menu.
Oh, that's good. But I have to admit, it's not one of my finer points of selling, which is weird because there's not many silversmiths out there in the world. But the only one that I know of is, aside from myself, of course, was a dwarf who lived in the land of Flandern, but he got killed by a series of adventurers who were trying to kill a dragon while they were over there.
Oh.
Oh, sorry for him. I
Yeah.
guess the silver wasn't strong enough. Cough, cough.
Well, his losses might get in, I suppose. So, I have a fixed rate, no negotiation. To silver a single weapon or 10 pieces of ammunition is 100 gold.
Wow, that is pricey. How many pieces do you think you can get done in a day?
Our time is an issue. I could probably get everything done by tomorrow evening, but price remains the same.
And no discount for a bundle sell?
100 gold each. He folds his tiny arms.
Alright. And how about if I just bought some of the silver from you?
Are you an expert at silversmithing?
No, but I'd like to give it a hand.
Oh, my dear friend, my dear, very, very tall friend. Silversmithing is the sort of thing that takes decades, if not centuries, to master.
Even for something simple like a crossbow bolt?
A single bolt, maybe. But as for now, it's 100 gold pieces. But if you wanted to try your hand at silver yourself, you could always melt down some of your silver coins and try that.
Oh, damn, I never thought about that.
Okay, can I get
What?
can I get a history check from you?
Yeah.
Quick question, Matt.
Yep.
Pardon me.
Would
Sorry?
we know if only silver harms werewolves? Or if, like, magic still affects them? Like, radiant damage or anything?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. Uh, 17.
Okay. But I'll say that Marilla would know it just straight away. Basically, werewolves are resistant to physical matter. So, but physical matter can still kill them, but it takes a hell of a lot. Whereas silver weapons basically undo that. So they're not vulnerable to silver. It just silver negates their advantage. In terms of magic, you're aware that magic will probably work on them. You're not entirely sure if fire would work, but every other form of magic probably would.
How about my kind of magic? Like my actual fists and attacks?
Right, so your fists do magical damage instead of bludgeoning, so yes, they would be able to affect werewolves.
Okay.
Your,
Well, they
your
are
fists-
bludgeoning, but they classify it as magic.
Yeah, so they do magic damage as opposed
Okay.
to bludgeoning.
Right.
Right, your fists will be able to do that. I'm not sure if your quarterstaff will though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a 20 on my history check.
Okay, you remember that you've never once seen Scott handle a silver coin before.
Well, shit. All right. See, the thing is, I don't have a lot of silver pieces on me right now. But what I already have is Padwin's javelin silver.
No.
All right, so it's just uniquely strong against undead.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a magical enchantment that's been put onto the spear.
Okay. Does a werewolf count as undead?
No.
I'm gonna assume no. All right. Okay. So I've already got the silvered axe.
Yep.
And what our plan was to maybe attempt to obviously make some crossbow bolts silver.
I've got
And
16 silver.
Go
if you'd
Van
want
Helsing on this.
to-
Well, I've got 10 silver on me, but I also have
Well, if you-
116 gold, so I could always just swap out a couple.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to exchange like 10 silver for 1 gold, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I don't have enough gold in mine, but I'm happy to give it to you if you want. It's just 3 gold. Sorry, 3 silvers.
I mean, sure. Well, I'll take what I can get, I guess. I am more than happy to attempt to.
You're just stealing our money, huh?
I will pay everyone back the next time we go to a tavern. All right.
Oh, don't worry, man. It's
Oh
fine.
goodness, the thought of drinking. Oh no.
Okay, so
How do you do it? I'm not sure if I could do that again for a while.
right, so Alumba
Well,
would also like to do one of his hand axes, but as I said, he only has 11 gold in his inventory, so I don't know if Liam has been keeping track of money else, like in his own notes or something.
I feel like he's definitely picked up some stuff since. He has to have picked up some
That
gold.
definitely doesn't sound right because I had
Like-
close to 400 gold, and
And
I've been paying for a lot of stuff as well.
I was sitting on 15 platinum, as well as like 100 and something gold.
Yeah,
So-
I'll say for now that he is going to pay for his the silvering of 2 hand axes, and then if it turns out that that is the legitimate amount, then we'll work something
We'll
out.
work it out. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Or
Okay.
just minus 100 from what's ever in the bank or something.
Yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm good because I've got a silver hand axe, and I'm gonna attempt to make some. I'm gonna attempt to silver some crossbow bolts.
okay.
I could also consider, depending on how well the crossbow bolts go, attempt to silver Olimba's spiked helm.
Okay.
Because I assume that would just be the same situation. I just dip it in some silver and hope for the best.
Okay. Right. So Tortem is just going to stick to her magic. But so Marilla, are you going to silver anything?
I've been using my weapons lately.
Used your
I
mace
don't-
once.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure whether. I think I'm gonna not, and I'm gonna possibly. Oh, do I though? No, I'm not because I've got your curse or cure disease, whatever it's called. Hang on, let me double check what I have.
You've got Greater Restoration, and you have your Greater Restoration, Remove Curse, and Polymorph.
Yeah, I've got remove curse, which is a 3rd level spell. I only have 3 slots, so it probably means I wouldn't use them during battle. Like, any of them until after.
At which point Tortem
Means
recognizes that you have a spell scroll, and she basically holds out her spell book and is like, I can copy that into this.
I pass them the scroll so they can do that.
Okay. I'll take them off your inventory whenever put in between sessions.
Cool.
Okay, so far it's just 2 hand axes that's being silvered.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Very well. Come back here tomorrow morning. See if I've got them ready. If not, tomorrow afternoon. If not by then, you're fucked.
Wonderful.
I mean, if not by then, I'll be expecting some sort of return.
He ignores you and puts his goggles back on and starts hammering away.
I like him.
I give him a finger as I walk out.
Okay, so where would you like to go now?
I personally would probably be heading back to the Alpha base to try and make a start on sort of finding out about Smith and Silver. I'd go and have a chat with like Scott about it, perhaps, and see if he knows anything about what the process would be. Because I've got my own smith tools, I can make my own fire. I can definitely melt down some silver. But I feel like it will probably take up some time, and I want to make sure it's done.
Okay. Turek, what do you want to do?
I've got the stones to sell, and I was already thinking, we can exchange them for silver coins instead, and use those to melt them down and use weapons for it. That might be an idea, or just buy brand new
I've
weapons.
I've got one blue spinel. No, hang on. Yeah, I've got one blue spinel. Spinel. I don't know how to pronounce that gem name. And I apparently have 5 normal spinel in my inventory.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at like selling off gems and stuff, I would probably just give you those before you.
Yeah, anyway, I will put them in the community bank accounts, sort of thing. Won't keep it for myself.
Yeah, I'm happy to give those to you.
I'm looking at Olumba's profile again, and I'm not seeing any of the crystals that he got from the cave either. So,
Oh,
so
I
I'm
hope
assuming
it was
he's
down
either made his
somewhere.
own notes or has forgotten about them.
this guy.
Good job, I'm a note taker.
He had some interesting like gems. He got a decent haul, didn't
Yeah, you weren't able to sell any of them in Aqua Veda because nobody had enough money to buy one from you.
he? Yeah.
Hang on, let me figure out which session that was.
And also, he doesn't have any of the gems from the treasure chest either.
Treasure, yeah. This guy.
I did not write down what he picked up.
Don't worry, it will be in the recordings.
Breaking the fourth wall. We're being recorded.
Who said that?
Who said what? It's like Deadpool. Sorry.
He wore the brown pants.
Unalive ocean. Unalive body of water. Copyright reasons there.
Is that my conscience?
I guess.
Okay, so you want to go and do your gems. Would you rather we wait to see what the situation with Liam is, and then then everyone can basically just go and do everything at once?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be like, the best idea.
Okay, so do you guys want to head back to the Alpha base then?
Can do. Let's
Sure.
go.
Okay, right. Let me just quickly check something. Lovely.
Wait, what?
I am very scared now.
I am very intrigued. Why are all the lights off?
Okay, so you come back to the Alpha base, and you see that all of the lights have been turned off, bar this almost sort of like emergency lighting, which is throwing the base into a sort of shade of purple. But you notice that the decor around the place, and bear in mind it's been like a full day since you've been going out shopping and stuff. The decor around the place has completely changed to that of being just like a standard house to basically being decked with skulls and satanic writing on the wall and pentagrams everywhere.
Oh my god, what happened?
Padwin.
I would like to. Oh. Man, wait, have I got this prepared? I would like to not do anything because I don't have it prepared. I'm just going to hold on to my amulet. Ignore me.
Yeah, sorry,
Knowing that
I didn't manage to get the walls working on this, so if you can just simply walk where you can see light, if that makes sense.
no, that's fine. I was mostly just throw my token around, to be honest.
Okay.
I at this point acknowledging that in most situations where hijinks are afoot, Padwin is involved. I will shout for Padwin.
Okay, so as you do, Padwin comes cantering over to you quite calmly. Normally he's like really excited to see you and he's bounding over, but he's just simply sort of trotting along. And he's wearing what looks to be a goat's skull on his head, which is covering his entire face. And he comes over to you, and he sits down, he looks up at you and is like, "Welcome, we've been expecting you."
Padwin, what's going on? What did you do?
Well, Uncle George said that before we were here, that there was plague in the city, and the best way to get rid of plague, to make sure it doesn't come back, was to satanize the base so that the germs don't come back.
Wait, what?
He said sanitize, not
Sanitize,
satanize.
Padwin.
No.
What have you done? Where's your father?
But they went
Where
out
is everyone?
they went out to go play. It was just been me and George here, so we've been satanizing the base all day long.
Where is
George
George?
agreed to this.
At this point, he stops listening and he leads you down the corridor.
Oh,
I
good
follow.
God. I am prepared to get spiritual weapon up at a moment's notice.
So he pokes
I
his head into the bathroom. So this is where we've been keeping the slaves. We don't have any slaves at the moment, but this is where we'll be keeping them, and then we'll be getting ready to sacrifice them for our satanic purposes.
Okay.
He leads you over to here.
Yep.
As we walk, can I lean over to Kashan and go, should I message Scott?
I don't. Let's see how this plays out first.
Just, give the code. Say the vault number, and I'll message Scott.
And so he pokes his head in here, and you can see that George is tied up with several Franks who are also tied up. Good evening. Good afternoon, sir.
George.
I do apologise for the state of the current decor, but unfortunately Master Padwin was insistent.
I go and untie George.
Oh, what about me, darling? And me, and me, and me.
You can stay exactly where you are, knowing you 3, 4. You love this.
No, that's true, darling. But could you at least undo our feet so that we can be
No.
mobile?
No.
Oh, I do.
No.
I do like a man who's sure of himself. And at this point, George goes over to Padwin. So, Master Padwin, this has gone much too far.
I closed the door behind me.
But I still haven't shown them what's going on in the rest of the house. He slinks past him, and he goes into here.
Guys, I don't wanna break anything, but I kinda need to go.
That's fine.
If you guys gonna play for another Monday, let me know. Otherwise, because I've got different schedules of work, and they fuck my life. Literally.
Well, don't worry. What we'll I'll keep you in the loop for every time that we do a session, and
Yeah.
and then
I'm always gonna keep an eye to the group chat anyway, as always.
yeah. By
Access.
I'll give you a brief summary of everything, and then if you decide you want to bring your new character into it, then you can feel free to do that.
Yeah, because before I was thinking, watching the store, the food market in the street food in before, I was thinking maybe Turek will decide that to get the money out of the stones and stay there and cooking, in the food in food markets in the street foods.
Yeah,
Chef
Section.
Turk starting up a food shack. I like that.
yeah. I'll discuss with you all the different things that Tura could do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I don't know. We'll see.
All right, man.
Oh yes. Thank you so much, guys. It was lovely, and I missed it so much. And I hope to see you guys very soon.
How do you doing?
And with work as much as possible,
Don't cut off any fingers.
please.
Bye.
He says that so dejectedly.
Uh-huh.
Give
Bye-bye.
your partner our best.
We will. Bye bye.
See ya.
Okay, so Padwin brings you into the main room, and you can see on the floor, he appears to have, in some sort of like black powder, he's drawn out what looks to be a summoning circle. And in the
Pardon?
middle
Oh
of
my
it
God.
is a very long candle. And over here is with a summoning circle, and when this candle burns out, it will summon a three-headed Cerberus, and they'll come and say hello.
Or we don't do that.
Sean is very torn because his situation so far with monsters has been fantastic.
They lead you
Think
into,
how annoyed they'll be if they come back to the house in complete disarray.
he leads you into the kitchen, and over here is where we will have the cannibalistic meat. We don't have any cannibals yet, but they'll turn up and they'll make meat for us.
I don't think you understand how that works. I turned to Marilla, looked to the summoning circle, and asked if she has any idea how we're going to do this. And the same with Tormund.
Do I know anything about summoning circles?
Give me a Arcana check. I'll do that for Tordum as well. Oh wow. Her intelligence modifier is so high that even at a natural 1, she still scores really well.
That's good, because I got
What?
a 9.
Okay, so Tordum basically says, under no circumstances blow the candle out, because that will basically just immediately summon the creature.
I was just about to exhale a huge like puff and immediately sort of swallow that breath, and I'm now like, oh.
Can I pick Padwin up so Padwin isn't crawling about?
If you want, give me a sleight of hand, please. See if you can catch him.
Oh, goodness me. What's my sleight of hand? Not great. But that's pretty good. That's a 15.
Okay, so you managed to scoop him up. Is that? And
This is just for your protection, so you don't go knocking anything over and breaking it before you get to have your fun.
I like fun. I like protection too.
Exactly, and we wouldn't want to ruin the fun for later, would we, if everything's broken? So I'm going to keep a hold of you, okay?
Oh, let me show you something. Can show you a fun thing I can do now.
Okay.
Okay, and he places his paw on your head, and an invisible barrier just sort of like comes around you, and or rather, this blue barrier just comes over you and like just completely engulfs you, and you can actually, from your point of view, everything has a sort of bluish tinge, but for the rest of you, you can basically see this active force field just like covering her and Padwin. And for the next 6 seconds, you have the benefit of the spell Shield.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Padwin. This is very useful. I feel very safe.
Me too. It's warm in here.
maybe we should go out away from the candles then, so it's a bit cooler.
Oh,
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm gonna just walk out the room.
which way are you going?
In a way that doesn't take me near a candle
Well,
into just the main corridor.
Okay. It's George holds the door open for you. And so, I'm afraid the candle is still burning out, so I'm afraid we'll have to do something about this before it does burn out.
Oh, good
Any
lord.
idea on how we fix this?
I'm afraid my knowledge of summoning is somewhat limited. Unfortunately, this is the Lady Clarissa's domain.
Bolt
What
number
if I-
time?
Yeah. Maybe send a message to Clarissa and ask how we undo a summoning circle.
I will cast sending, and I'm gonna... What languages? Clarissa... Would I think Clarissa would know Celestial?
It's very possible that she would. She is an angel.
Do I think Padwin will know Celestial? Actually, I'm just gonna outright ask Padwin, do you speak Celestial?
I can speak Spanish.
I'm gonna just say, do you speak Celestial in Celestial to him, just to see if he understands and responds.
Ooh, I like Klingons.
So he didn't get that.
No.
Okay.
At this-
In Celestial,
at this point,
Clarissa...
spell disappears.
In Celestial to Clarissa, I'm gonna go... Hi! How does one undo a summoning circle, possibly for a demon? Don't worry. Just need advice. Okay, I got 8 words left, oh god. We have it under control. Love from Marilla.
Okay, you get a response back pretty much straight away. That's a very specific thing to ask for advice for. What did you do? That's it.
Ascending again?
It's not like you have a sending stone or anything like that.
Oh god! Hand me the ascending stone.
Yeah.
In Celestial. Hello?
I'll just assume that you did that conversation through the sending stone.
Oh, good, cool, yeah.
That's a very specific thing to be asking for advice for. What did you do?
We did nothing. We just got home from the market, and it just seems maybe, not to panic at all, that maybe Padwin has done a little bit of redecorating. And there is a summoning circle with a candle that is slowly going out, and we know not to blow it out, but we don't really want to, break the house. So if you know how to put one out... Padwin's not in trouble, though, don't worry. Padwin's fine. He is cleansing the house, he said.
I'm Satanizing.
He is sanitizing the house.
Satanizing.
I'm saying this in Celestial, mate. You don't know what I'm saying.
And then he looks at you very peculiarly. Or do I?
Oh no! No. Oh god.
He doesn't.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'll just
Can I take my skull off now?
yes.
So he wiggles out of your hand and starts rolling around on the floor, trying to take this skull.
Pick him up. Does Clarissa respond, by the way, and how to solve this?
Does Padwin know the spell that he used?
Padwin?
Yes. He sort of sits
Right,
bolt
I
upright.
need big boy answer here. What
Okay.
spell did you use to make all of this very pretty? To set that candle and to make all of this ready for friends. Very important we know.
He's thinking. It was in a book, and I think the book is. He starts sniffing around the floor like a dog. Climbs up onto the desk, onto the sofa. Oh, it's in here. He goes over to the fireplace.
I go over.
He's pulling out a very heavy leather book.
I will take it off him. Where in the book is it, Padwin?
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm gonna open a page roughly in the middle. Or, like, can I see where the book may have recently been opened?
Okay, so you remember that there was a sort of trick that the tattoo parlor elf did whenever you first signed up with the alphas. She was blind, but she was able to find pages of books by basically holding the book by the spine and letting it basically just flop open. And then
I would like to.
And then doing a sort of sleight of hand thing, you could then flip the book onto its back and it will be open to the page that it was open at before the book was closed.
I would like to try that.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's pretty good. What is my sleight of hand? That's a 16.
Okay. You managed to get the right page. However, it's written in what looks to be primordial.
Okay, Clarissa. I have found this page. It's in primordial, and I don't speak that.
Do any of you?
I do not.
Hadwin, can you translate what this says for me?
No.
Pretty please.
I can't read primordial. I just said what the pictures were doing.
George?
I'm
afraid my knowledge of primordial and other demonic texts is somewhat limited, sir. But I do suggest we hurry. The candle is nearly burnt out.
Clarissa, did you catch all of that?
Don't worry, we're on our way back.
How long until the candle goes out?
Maybe a minute.
Clarissa, we have maybe a minute.
Alright, I'm on my way. Look, you guys should probably just get ready for the fact that this thing is going to burn out. We're not going to be able to get back in a minute.
Okay.
Sam, it's not our fault.
Padwin, come over here.
Rah.
Are there any more surprises in this house?
No.
So you've done nothing to the bedroom and nothing to the storeroom?
I made the storeroom and bedroom red.
And that's it?
Yes.
Okay. George, can you take Padwin to the bedroom?
Mouse Padwin, come. Is it bath time? No, it's bedtime. It's good. I don't like bath time.
Well, you can skip bath time tonight. Okay. I suppose we should probably get ready for a Cerberus to come through. Now, best case scenario, I can train it like we did with sushi. I am going to
And
attempt.
I don't think we can't make pets out of every monster we fight.
Okay, so are you going to do anything in preparation for the Cerberus arriving?
I am going.
Spiritual weapon at 2nd level ready.
Yeah.
And like hovering around here.
Giant Smite is definitely being activated.
Okay, so Alumba will go here, Turok will go here, and Torden will climb onto Clarissa's altar. Okay.
Oh,
So the
joys.
the candle just simply goes out and lets out a long trickle of smoke as it does, and for a long time nothing happens. then you hear a cracking noise. And the sound of effectively what an avalanche would sound like, but it starts erupting from the spot where the summoning circle is. Kashan, can I get you to do a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yes, indeed.
I'll do one for Turek as well.
Oh, that's not great. 13.
Okay, you're able to take a step back as the floor just melts away to reveal like this, effectively a portal to hell. Unfortunately, Turek wasn't so lucky, and he basically fell in and is now holding on to the floorboards of the floor which is still left.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Okay, he's going to try and pull himself up, which he succeeded at. Okay, so but there's this great rushing wind, which is both simultaneously sucking you in and blowing you away. So it's effectively keeping you rooted to the spot, but you're surrounded by very, very powerful winds. So any movement that you do here will be treated as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Okay, and then like you see this two massive paws just come out of this hole, and a great beast just heaves itself out of the pit.
Oh goodness.
Do
It's
any of the
Fox.
heads? Do any of the heads look nicer than the other?
Unfortunately not. They're all looking equally ferocious. The middle one is very specifically bigger than the other two, but they're all looking like they could very much make up for it.
As it appears, can I yell to Kashan going, I could use my spiritual weapon like a dog toy? Spots is kind of cute.
I like this.
I understand now.
I like your thought process. Let's hold that for a second.
Just say the vault number as a code word. We shouldn't use our vault number as a code word. That's the dumbest thing.
Probably not. Let's not do
We will
that.
get robbed.
We need to find another code word. Side note. Can I do an insight check to whether or not it would be even remotely a good idea to try and approach this?
Okay, give me insight.
Oh, dear, that's a 4.
Okay, you see giant dog, lots of teeth, growls, and ferocious, and blood dripping from its mouth, and you think, yes, it would be a very good idea to approach this thing.
Alright, with great caution. Can I attempt the animal handling check?
Okay. Which head specifically are you going to try and animal handle?
I'm just going. I'm going down the middle.
Okay.
I'm going for the big one. I figure if I get the big one in line, the other two should fall in. I haven't got a name because for copyright reasons, I feel like Fluffy is probably taken.
Spot.
Spot.
Greek for
All right.
Spots. Hades named his dog Spots. How adorable.
All right. I like it. Animal handling. Here we go. Oh, it is a good job we got advantage in animal handling. 15?
So, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. So all three of the heads just sort of like latch onto you, just all sort of start following you, and you just hear it just like making these like really, really sinister growls, and it like puts one paw forward, and then it goes, the middle head just goes, "Hello."
What the kindly ever-loving fluff?
You speak?
Master Padwin, come back here this instant. He's like, I told you, the Cerberus was coming to say hello.
That. Okay, and now that it's said hello?
I don't know. Then the Cerberus goes back to its like growling, and it starts. And you can see that as it's opening its mouth, light is starting, or its mouths, light is starting to come out, like from sort of like down its throat.
Do I have any idea if a Cerberus can breathe fire?
But
Or do you have breath weapons? Or
you
do I
can
know anything about a Cerberus?
You can give me right. You can either see if you know anything about Cerberus, or you can investigate the light that's coming from its mouth.
Oh. I'll investigate the light as somebody who can produce lights from their mouth myself.
Okay, so give me insight.
Insight is a flat. Oh, it's -1. 12.
Okay, but that is enough. Like you recognize this as a breath weapon.
Okay, I want everyone to get out of the way, and I cover Padwin.
Okay.
Right.
Now the way that I do covering, like physically covering somebody else, is that they will pass the dexterity throw if you fail it.
Okay.
Okay, so that means you'll take the full extent of whatever damage is coming your way.
That's fine.
Okay. 30-foot cone. Lovely. Okay, so... Yeah, so he'll aim it at you and Morella. So, Kashan, you
Oh.
immediately failed the dexterity saving throw. But Morella, can I get that from you?
Yes. What do I add to my dex save? Oh, wonderful. 11?
Do you add anything to that?
That's it.
Okay, unfortunately you don't succeed. And
Goodness.
out of each of its mouths, but it just spews out these torrents of molten rock, which just completely drench both of you, and you both take 26 damage.
Holy what?
Is that fire damage?
Yeah, fire damage. So
I take half.
yeah, you take
So I
off
have resistance to
Did
fire.
you say 20?
26.
26.
My dudes, I'm already looking bloodied.
Yeah, not great.
Okay.
As the
Okay, and because you failed your throw, both of you are restrained by the rock as it immediately cools against the air, and cocoons your bodies in
Rock.
in this rock.
Oh dear.
But Padwin shakes himself and is like, "You're heavy."
Padwin, I need you to go with George and get out of here now, please.
Master Padwin, come. Okay, have fun playing with the Cerberus.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I'm going to kill that little guy. I'm not one for murder, but oh my goodness.
He sure is something.
Okay, shall we call it here, and then we can
Yeah.
we can then do this fight whenever we've got Liam and Natalie with us.
Yeah, that sounds like a
good.
really good idea.
Oh god.
Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit of context about this, okay? This is entirely based off a random roll.
So, you just have a random rule that Padman summons a Cerberus? What is on this table, Matt?
Well, basically, I have a Padman table, and it's like all the weird things that Padman will do over the course of the game. So, like, him eating the polymorph spell, him eating the sending stone. But on, like, a 26, for example, he doesn't do anything at all and just sits there innocently in the corner.
Is the moment I wouldn't trust him. That is the moment something would be wrong.
So
That is the moment I would trust him least, to be honest, yeah.
So basically, one of the things that you can do is summon a demon, and then the other one is that he satanizes the base as a decoration thing. And it basically turned out that on the day that you arrived, he would redecorate it, and then on this day he would summon a demon. So I decided to just combine the two and do this.
I mean, I absolutely love it, but I am terrified, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm concerned at the parenting that they leave this kid with just George. Poor George needs therapy.
If we didn't come back,
locked in the cupboard with Frank, or because
I was gonna say, imagine we didn't come back. George is just locked in the cupboard with Frank
Exactly.
and Spot here. All right.
okay, but I'll stop the recording there.